Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Midnight Movies. I am your co-host, Cody.
And I'm the other co-host, Nikki.
And here we are at the end of Stephen King month.
Yay!
With Misery.
Yeah.
Directed by Rob Reiner. Rest in peace, my guy.
Oh, a lot of deaths have happened within this month. Just like, not like but like, deaths that have happened.
Yeah. Died the same month that we talked about It Chapter 2 a couple weeks ago, as James Ranson from that. Passed away back in December. Tragically killed by his son.
Oh my goodness.
I know, it was a big story at the time and very heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But let's not let that get us down for this episode.
I'm just going to bring it down real quick. Oh, goodness. Okay, what a way to start.
Anyway, I've been excited to talk about this movie. Like, I've known about this for the longest time.
Yeah.
Nikki, what's your first experience with Misery?
This.
Oh, this, that's right. Yeah, you've mentioned before you've never seen
I've
this
never
movie.
seen it. I mean, obviously I've heard about it. It's very iconic. Probably Stephen King's, it's up there with It. Like, those are the two, It, Shining, and Misery.
I would even
like
say so much this is probably one of his most defining books. In my opinion, at least. I don't know how everyone else feels about it.
Well, I feel like this is one of the favored movies. I even have as a fun fact that this is like in his top 10 favorites of his adaptions that someone has done.
We'll talk about it, but this is not entirely faithful to the book, but it's very close in a lot of aspects.
And it was I enjoyed watching it. I feel like it kind of took me out of it a little bit just because it's
you were like, that's lovable Kathy Bates. I can't see her as a psycho.
Come on. No,
that's the father from Elf.
Right, I know. That's Buddy's dad. That was his name?
Yeah,
right? Buddy the Elf.
Yeah.
No, but it kind of took me out of it just because of the fact that, obviously, because it's so well known, that I already knew what was going on. Like, all of the iconic scenes. Why do I have an accent when I say that?
The iconic scenes. From Boston.
Boston. Where's Boston accent?
We're 3 minutes in and we're already doing Boston accents and terrible ones. Yeah.
But no, like, because of the fact that I've already kind of knew what was going on, it took me out of it a little bit. But there were some, like, the sheriff, Buster. Loved him.
Yeah.
He was nice. I didn't know he was in this movie. I didn't know he was a character in it. So
we'll talk about it, but not in the novel.
Oh, okay. I enjoyed him.
Not completely made up for this movie, but the character himself, Buster, is not in the book.
It's not. Oh, okay. Is there like a sheriff in the book at all?
He's kind of an amalgamation of two different characters from the book, very minor characters. The book is primarily just from the point of view of Paul Sheldon and Annie.
Okay.
Are the primary two characters in the entire novel.
Does it go into like Annie's like POV?
Not really.
It's mainly
just Paul's POV and like his experience trapped in this house with Annie.
I get that. Okay, but I mean, like I said, that it was. I enjoyed it. I feel like I would have enjoyed it way more if I would have seen it. However many years ago. This came out in 1990. If I watched it immediately when I came out of the womb, and 6 years later,
Interestingly enough, this came out the same year that Stephen King's It did. So. We're bookmarking Stephen King month with both movies coming out in 1990.
Which is interesting because I feel like this one... I feel like Stephen King's It feels older.
It's because it's TV.
I was like, probably.
This is an actual movie with an actual movie budget.
Yeah.
And a proper cinematographer, I imagine.
No, because Stephen King's It definitely felt more like an 80s movie, if anything. Maybe even like early 80s, late 70s movie.
It's kind of got that vibe.
But speaking of budget, it was around 18 to 20 million. And the box office was 61.3 million.
Pretty good hit, especially for a horror movie in the early 90s.
Yeah. I mean, it did great. I mean, obviously, Kathy Bates did an amazing job.
My girl Kathy.
Love Kathy.
She's great in this.
Oh, yeah. No, she plays a beautiful, crazy woman.
A psychopath.
But what about you?
Well, for me, this goes back to high school. Like,
Nice.
I read the book back in high school. I'm trying to remember. It's like a who came first, the chicken or the egg? I can't really remember if I saw the movie first or if I read the book first.
Okay.
But I know that I had seen the movie and read the book around the same time. Would have been my junior year of high school. And even then, and I'll get into a little bit of my thoughts. Even now, I think this is like Stephen King's best book that I read so far. From the handful of Stephen King books I've actually read. It's very tense. It feels very personal to Stephen King himself. We'll get into what the themes of his story are when we get into the movie. But yeah, I'm very familiar with the story going back to when I was a child.
I feel like this would have been really fun to read. Just seeing how like the build up and the suspense. I feel like it would have been a really fun read. So.
It is. I would recommend it. It's not a very long book. It's like the copy that I have here is like only 338 pages.
Oh,
so
that's not bad at all.
I finished it in like a couple of days. So it's a very easy read, especially compared to it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be comparing, anytime we do any Stephen King and I have to read through his books, I'm just going to compare it to it.
Yeah, you know.
Whether or not it was breezy or if it takes me 2 weeks to read it.
What's the fastest you've ever read a book?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I mean, I guess it's because all
It
books are
depends
different
on
lengths,
how long
but
the book is.
I mean, have you ever just really gone to a book and you're like one day?
I actually have, back in my early days of college, my one semester that I went to college,
Oh, yeah.
in a single day, I think I read one of the Left Behind books, if you remember those.
That sounds really familiar.
It's about the biblical end of the world coming
Yes.
true.
Okay, yes.
Stuff like that. There was a day, I got super into that series. A little insight into my psyche. I was huge into end of the world scenarios when I was younger. Not so much now, because it feels a lot more real.
Right around the corner, yeah.
But back then I was fascinated by it, and I read the Left Behind series, not because I'm a Christian or believe necessarily that part of it, but more I found the
It's
biblical.
just interesting.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, the takes that people have.
And one of the books, I just remember I had no classes, I had nothing going on that day, so just one day I read one of the books, for the whole day. I knocked my mic.
You just bitch slapped
I
them.
fucking bitch slapped my mic around. But yeah, I read one of the books in an entire day. It took me 12 hours or something like that. Something fucking ridiculous.
I love that though. The only time that that I know for sure I read a book in one day was during the Twilight craze.
Oh God.
I wasn't even in middle school yet, I don't think. I think I was in 5th or 6th grade. And I read New Moon one day.
When did Twilight come out as a
I don't
book?
know.
Because I know that hit popularity when I was in high school.
Because I know I started reading them before the movies came out, or it was right around the time when they were starting to come out.
Yeah. I know the first Twilight movie came out in 2008.
Let me see.
Oh, the first book came out, was it 2005? The books came out between 2005 and 2008.
Okay. And then so with 2008, that was when the first movie came out. So yeah, I was 12. So I was definitely in 5th or 6th grade.
I was 16 when it came out. Yeah. Coincidentally, I think 2008, it's either 2008 or 2009 is when I first read Misery. So.
Oh, look at that. You were reading Misery. I was reading New Moon.
Yeah. I was getting into the serious author known as Stephen King as opposed to Stephanie Meyer.
Dude.
Okay.
Some of the shit, I just listened to this podcast. They were doing a Twilight episode, kind of facts that people might not know. Bro, some of the,
Interesting. My favorite fact.
It's crazy.
My favorite fact of Twilight is the fact that Robert Pattinson hates those movies as much as anybody else does.
No, he really does. think at one point he was like concerned because he was like, it's obvious like Stephanie Meyer is in love with this character, and I'm that character playing him, and I'm scared.
I also, my other favorite fact of Twilight is that 50 Shades of Grey is a fanfic of Twilight.
A lot of movies are, weirdly, and like romance movies.
Yeah, and it's like 50 Shades of Grey is like Twilight, but with all the interesting stuff cut out, like vampires and werewolves.
I know. But even, like, Stephanie Meyer just kind of threw in her own lore about werewolves and vampires.
Yeah.
And
by the way, guys, this is our Twilight episode.
Welcome.
Psych! We're ending Stephen King month with Twilight. No, I'm dreading it because I know at some point you're going to make me watch the Twilight movies.
We're for sure going to do Twilight at some point.
I have only seen one of the Twilight movies, and weirdly enough, it was Breaking Dawn Part 1.
That's just to skip everything.
Yeah. I watched 5 minutes of the first Twilight movie, and I turned it off. I couldn't do it.
If you go into it being like, I'm going to have a funny time watching this, like, you'll like it.
That's the only way I'm going to be able to approach those movies when you eventually get me to watch them.
Oh, by the way, also, I was talking to Jade when he came over today, and I don't know if you knew or not, but Creep has 1 and 2. Like, there's 2 Creep movies.
Yes, I am.
Okay, cool. So we were both like, you're definitely going to want to do Creep 1 and 2. So.
Oh, yeah. I was just going to watch the first one.
Oh, okay.
But what I can watch.
You went off brand. No, you're fine.
I actually bought Creep on Blu-ray, so I got it in there.
I know, that's coming up. We were talking about it. Because next month.
A little bit of spoiler for next month. It's going to be Found Footage Month.
Yeah.
I kind of wish we had held off on doing Blair Witch until then, but here we are.
Well, we didn't know what we were going to be doing this shit.
This whole month thing planned out when we did that.
Yeah, I like the themes for the month. Don't know if we're going to be doing this all the time, but for most of the months coming up, we have themes for them.
Mm-hmm. And just to clarify, just because we do a month of a certain thing doesn't mean we won't go back to it.
Oh, yeah, no.
Like, I'm sure we'll do Stephen King again at some point. Mm-hmm. We'll do Found Footage again at another point. It's just, we like doing these theme months.
No, I like it a lot. So, like we were saying, we're ending Stephen King month, but technically we just released our first podcast for Stephen King month.
Yes,
so hopefully y'all liked it.
Hopefully.
If you didn't, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to
love my story of the many years that I've been traumatized by that movie.
Yes. Just all of Stephen King movies.
But anyway, Misery.
I
guess we'll get into it. Initial thoughts. What did you think?
I liked it. It was a solid movie. I will say there were some points where I was just waiting for the climax to happen. And I was like, come on, like, let's get there. Like, and it was slightly repetitive towards the end with him, trying to leave, getting caught, trying to leave. You know what I mean? All of his, like, plans failing. The end, though, I was very pleasantly surprised.
Girl,
that ending was crazy. The waiting for the climax was definitely worth it. I didn't know there was that whole scene at the end. I was like, oh. I audibly went, at one point I gasped.
You were just like,
no, I'm pretty sure I woke my roommate up when he was trying to sleep. He was taking a nap, and I was like, and
that's actually pretty funny.
I heard him, like, stir in his
room. He was like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
He's just like, Misery.
Misery. Kathy Bates.
James Caan.
So, yeah. So that definitely raised it for me.
I get that.
Because at first I was like, maybe like a 2.5 movie. I'm like, I don't want to give this that because it's so iconic. But then that ending, I was like, all right, 3.
Oh, interesting.
3 right there, yeah.
Okay, we're going to have a little bit of a disagreement on this.
Well, I feel like, do you like it more?
I actually love this movie.
Okay.
That could just be because I know the book very well and, like, what Stephen King was trying to tackle with this.
Well, and I feel like you first watched it before, and see, that definitely tainted it for me.
I get that, but at the same time, I feel like this holds up very well.
It does. No, I'm like, it's still a very good movie, great acting, all of that. It was just probably because movies are usually split up into like 3s. You're like first act, second act, third. I feel like the second act got a little slow for me, but the first and third act I definitely enjoyed.
Oh, I get that. Mm-hmm. I will say there was a lot of repetitive just shots of the mountainside covered in snow and everything like that. Beautiful cinematography. Oh, this movie looks amazing.
It's actually so gorgeous, and I want to know where they filmed at. I don't know why I didn't look this up. I'm pretty
sure they probably filmed it in Colorado, if I had to.
Yeah?
Or they could have filmed it, you know, where most movies are filmed, like in Vancouver or something
right,
like
yeah,
that.
like somewhere not in America where it's beautiful.
But anyway, fun fact, the cinematographer for this movie is Barry Sonnenfeld. If any of you guys know that name, he directed the Addams Family movies.
Oh, like the older ones, like Addams Family, Addams Family Values.
All 3 of the original Men in Black movies.
Ooh,
so even the cinematographer here is like very well known.
Yeah. Ooh, I didn't know that. I like that.
I actually figured that out recently.
Oh yeah, you're like when I was
just like, are you kidding me? The guy who did Men in Black was the cinematographer for Misery. That's fucking awesome.
That is awesome. Maybe we'll do Men in Black.
But yeah, no, I love this movie, and it has to do with like the performances from the 2 main characters. Kathy Bates as Annie Wilkes, obviously iconic. Another fun fact, first actress ever to win an Academy Award for a horror film.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Kathy Bates set that bar.
I love that. Is she still one, like, or
no,
has
since
others?
Then we've had others, like Natalie Portman won it for Black Swan.
For Black Swan. Did, for The Substance, did she?
No, she didn't win. I don't know who won,
what is that?
Best Actress for that. You're talking about Demi Moore.
Demi Moore, thank you. I was like, why can't I think of her name? I'm bad with names. I'm sorry.
But someone who doesn't get as much credit as I feel like with this movie is James Caan. Like, whenever anyone brings up Misery, it's always Kathy Bates. But I feel like James Caan, like, he holds his own, too, here.
No, he does great.
Like, there's some great moments where it's just, like, you see him, like, smiling as a character, but in his eyes, you can just be like, I want to fucking get out of here. This is terrifying.
No, and
it's all in his subtle performance that he gives.
And he talked about, I saw that it was interesting for him to be the reactor.
Yeah, it's not what he's known for.
Exactly. And then I started thinking about that, and I was like, man, that is true, because, you know, Kathy Bates, you know, she's obviously putting on an amazing performance, but she's the one that, you know, is flipping a switch, but he has to subtly react. And
not only that, but he has to lie in a bed for most of the movie, too.
I know. I wonder how that was like filming.
It probably sucked.
Like, I'm sure his, like, back hurt. Because have y'all ever just, you know, lounge around for, like, a whole day? I'm sure we all have.
I've had
like,
vacations
on your day off.
where I do that.
Exactly. Yeah, like on staycations and shit, where you're just like, I just want to be a couch potato, and you lay down and then you get up and like your neck and back hurt.
And the next day you're just like, I'm actually going to go for a walk.
Yeah, like I actually feel like shit. I should probably
move. This was not a good idea.
So yeah, I'm sure, because I don't know how long filming lasted, but I'm sure that would have sucked.
Probably a few weeks, if I had to imagine.
Oh, and then with like him having to have his legs propped up in the wheelchair too. I bet his legs fell asleep like so many times.
Oh, I can imagine. Just, it like, probably
pins
wasn't
and needles.
fun.
Ooh. Poor guy.
Yeah, poor guy. But no, great performances all around. Like I said, this is a beautiful looking movie. I feel like it does great in suspense, even in small moments, like at the beginning when Annie is shaving Paul with the straight razor. Like even then, like it's a very minor scene, and it happens at the very beginning. So you're just like, well, he's not going to get his throat slit, but you're just still sitting there, just like
waiting for something.
Just
to
like
happen.
something bad's probably going to happen.
No, they definitely did a good job with the building the suspense, and also there was payoff with some of the scenes. Especially towards the end when she catches him doing his plan.
Gooning. No, just kidding.
No.
That's in the sequel, Misery 2, The Gooning.
Good Lord. I don't know if some people know what that is. Don't look that
Google
up.
It. Don't Google Gooning.
No. Oh, my God. I'm sorry, everyone.
I'm bringing up Gooning during a Stephen King podcast.
You know, this is a good Christian family podcast. podcast. How dare
Oh,
you?
I missed that memo.
Oh, I know. I know, it's funny. My middle sister was telling me that she had put my podcast, my podcast
Your
on.
podcast.
Yeah, so now I did it. I'm the host,
Bye,
Nikki.
guys. I'm out of here. It was a good drink.
Come back. You can't.
I liked it. It was great. Bye.
Hey, I know it's not. Go. Don't leave me in here with them by myself.
It's scary out there. There were vampires and everything.
Vampires and werewolves.
There were spiders out there.
You'll find your true love.
Out there in the darkness. It's Annie.
But no, my sister put on our podcast, and my niece is like, "Oh, like that's Aunt Nikki's voice." Mm-hmm. My sister's like, "Yeah, you should probably not listen to this."
They say fuck a lot.
Yeah, I try not to curse in front of the children when I'm around them.
Cody's talking about gooning. What's going on?
Oh God, no! Cover the children's ears, everyone. Anyways.
Anywho.
The movie.
The movie that we're here to talk about. Yes. I guess we'll get into it. Interestingly enough, my first note here, Castle Rock Entertainment. That in and of itself is a Stephen King reference.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What is it? Castle Rock Entertainment was actually founded by Rob Reiner with a few other, different filmmakers. But Castle Rock is a fictional town set in the Stephen King universe.
Oh, okay.
So, Castle Rock, Maine. I cannot for the life of you tell me which books take place in Castle Rock, but it's a place in
the Stephen King universe.
Mm-hmm. The universe.
Ooh. I kind of was just writing down what the things that happened, right? Mm-hmm. And my first actual note was so no snow tires.
Yeah, I put in my notes, Mustang in winter was a bad idea, Paul.
Yeah, so we get a shot of Paul, our main character.
He's celebrating after finishing a book. Mm-hmm. Interestingly enough, this is a difference from the book. The way the book starts off is Paul has already been in the accident, and he's being resuscitated.
And wow, what a way to...
Basically, the POV is just him going in and out of consciousness, being aware of what's going on and then not aware of what's going on. And you only get glimpses of, what's actually happening.
You know what? If they made this now, they definitely would just start there.
They absolutely would.
That would be a really good start to a movie.
We'll get into it, but there is a version of this story. As much as I love this movie, there is a version of this where you could remake it and put it closer to what the book is, and it would still work. Yeah. I feel like.
Ooh, I like that.
I don't know who you get for Annie Wilkes, because even when I was reading the book, all I could picture was Kathy Bates and James Caan as these characters.
Well, even after this, Stephen King wrote a couple books, their characters, with her in mind.
Yeah, Dolores Claiborne is one of them.
Yes.
And when they adapted The Stand, he wrote a little cameo for Kathy Bates, and she's in that. So.
I love that. He was just you did amazing.
Girl, you're an Academy Award-winning actress.
He said, you're that bitch.
No gooning for you.
Stop. We can't keep that during...
Yeah, that should not be a reoccurring thing. By the way, before we get into it, the last time we'll light this candle, the bookstore candle for Stephen King month.
Ceremonial candle.
If we ever go back to Stephen King month, or if we cover any other author at any point, we'll bring the candle back. But for now, light the ceremonious last candle.
Da, 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 da.
That was much easier to light than it was last time.
Yeah, I remember.
I struggled the last time. It could not light to save my life.
I can't wait to listen to us struggle with that.
I'll just be over here motherfucker, why are you? God damn it.
So yeah, but he finishes this book. He celebrates with some champagne or wine.
Some Dom Perignon.
Thank you.
It's wine, type of wine. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not rich. I don't fucking drink that shit.
Dom Perignon.
And with a cigarette.
Mm-hmm. That's his go-to. Mm-hmm. His move that he does every time.
Not a characteristic of his in the book, but it's a nice addition. Mm-hmm. I kind of like it. Just superstition.
Yeah, and he immediately leaves.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, goodbye, I'm done.
Time to go back to New York in my Mustang in winter in Colorado.
I was seeing him just merrily driving down the road, down this mountain.
Mm-hmm.
There's just snow everywhere. And I'm just thinking, are you prepared for this kind of weather in your car? There's no snow tires, no like the chains, like that's a thing, right?
God, people are going to be annoyed with me how much I'm going to bring up the book. But in the
No, go
book, they explain it that, what is it? The forecast had called for this giant winter storm to come through, but the news said it was going to veer south. So in the book, it's explained that no one knew that this snowstorm was coming.
Okay.
So it's like he went driving confidently out there that nothing bad was going to happen. And also in the book, he's drunk when he's driving too.
Okay.
So
All right, that makes
it kind
sense.
of explains all this like catastrophe happening at once is why
I
the
guess
car
you
crash
can
happens.
maybe they try to imply that he was drunk during because of the fact that he did order the wine.
Yeah, but then they
But
say like he does it all the time, and it's
And he
just
doesn't
like
seem impaired at all while he's
it doesn't
driving.
seem like he drank multiple glasses. It only seemed like he did one glass,
One little
celebratory. So
Which don't drink and drive.
don't drink and drive. Also, don't go driving in a Mustang in Colorado during a snowstorm.
In the mountains.
I mean, we can say that we're Midwestern. We
Yeah.
deal with snow all the time. And granted, Paul was from New York. He probably doesn't experience that kind of. Well, I don't know. It snows a lot.
I mean,
in
it
New
snows
York.
a lot, but they also do like a lot of. I assume he probably like does a lot of like public transportation, maybe the subway, cabs, the bus. Who knows?
He probably drives a Mustang mostly out in California or something like that.
But this was just not good decision making because later on, whenever Annie Wilkes, Kathy Bates, saves him and he's at her house, she says like, "Why would you go driving in a snowstorm?" And he's like, "I didn't know." Which I thought was a little like they kind of just glossed over it like that, but
that
I
is
feel
the
like,
explanation in the book.
I guess
he didn't know.
I'm like, damn, all right.
It also didn't help that there was like a curvy road at one point that was blocked off by like snow, so he didn't know that the road was gonna. At the same time, like he was gonna crash anyway. That Mustang would not hold up in snow.
No, I have had a Mustang before, and
wow, look at you, Gucci.
No, I didn't want it. I had a '99 Mustang as my first car, and my dad got it because he had a Mustang and he wanted to live vicariously through me, I think.
Wow.
It was not a good car. Obviously horrible in the winter, and I had just moved here, and the first winter here was so terrible that year.
Oh, okay.
Not good. Car ended up breaking down. I went home.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I went home, and I was driving back from my hometown to here, and I was just like probably about 30 minutes out from my hometown in a smaller little town. So I'm saying town a lot, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, we're trying not to say real names
exactly.
of real towns.
So I'm
right
like
now.
town. But I was almost outside of it, and I broke down.
Oh, that sucks.
Luckily, someone stopped immediately because it was winter time too. Like it was cold as hell.
Was it snowing?
It wasn't snowing. It had just snowed though.
Oh, okay.
And I broke down, and a car stopped immediately and was like, do you need a phone? Do you need to call someone? And thank goodness they stopped because I was so poor at the time. I think I was 18, broke as hell, and I only had like a straight talk phone that could only work if I was connected to the internet, which obviously I wasn't out in the open.
Suck.
I was only paying $30 a month though, so it was fine.
I was lucky enough to have one of those pay-as-you-go where you buy your minutes.
No, and yeah.
Shout out to all the kids who had pay-as-you-go phones growing up, where you literally had to pay for your minutes. $30 bought you 30 minutes.
I still don't have unlimited.
Oh, I do.
I don't. A lot of people do. People call me broke still. I don't give a fuck. I'm paying $30 still for my phone. I don't care.
What is it? Me and my sister, we kind of share a plan for unlimited. We decided on that because, like, I would just watch YouTube videos outside of, like, my homestead, and I would use up a lot of data. So it's like, it's kind of worth having.
Yeah.
It's kind of worth having this around.
I'm sure it's worth in a pinch, but I'm not trying to spend $50 for unlimited for my plan.
I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
Anyway, if we're telling fun first driving in snow stories,
yes, tell me.
I remember the first time I went driving out in snow. I got my driver's license when I was 18, and I remember my first car was a Toyota Camry, which kind of like I have a love for Toyota Camrys at this point because they're pretty good cars. I just remember going driving in the snow for the first time, and I kind of panicked while trying to brake during the snow, and I didn't know to pump my brakes to slow down, and I was slamming it down, and my car wouldn't stop, and I rolled out into the middle of an intersection when my light was red. I almost got into an accident. So.
Oh, that is scary.
And for the longest time, I was just like, I fucking hate driving in snow. But right now, I have a car that actually handles pretty well in snow.
No, my car now is not bad.
Yeah, like we just had that snowstorm like a couple weeks ago, and I was able to get to work just fine.
Same, yeah. Luckily, it wasn't as bad as they were saying. But I wouldn't have been out in a blizzard like how Paul was, because he's crazy.
But then, he crashes his car in a very cool, effect of flipping over the car.
It was a nice crash.
Yeah, they actually crashed that car, too.
Oh, I was wondering.
For a moment, I kept watching that scene. I was like, is that a miniature?
Yeah.
Is that a toy car that they flipped over? But no, they actually flipped a car. In fact, they had to set up multiple cameras because Rob Reiner was like, there's only so many takes that we can flip a car, so we got to get it right.
I'm glad that they were set up 50 cameras right now. But after the crash, we get a little bit of a flashback to why he's here in Colorado writing, kind of secluded.
Yeah, we learn that he is the author of a popular series known as Misery, hence the title. The Misery books are about a main character named Misery, set in the 1700s. In the book, they're described as pulpy romance novels, kind of like what you would see on your dollar. If you go through a grocery store and you have that little rack, the spinning rack of just full of romance books, it's kind of like one of those. But they're hugely popular. People love them. It's made him a whole lot of money, but he hates writing them.
I'm sure you can probably compare it to some of the romance novels that are super popular today. I don't read romance novels, so
neither do I.
Yeah, I'm not for sure.
I read Stephen King. That's what I read.
I think the last romance novel I read was literally Twilight.
I'm trying to think of an actual romance book that I've read. I don't think I really have, other than Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
It's probably the only one that I can think of that is an actual romance book.
Yeah, but I don't know what author I would compare Paul to with now, but he's feels like he's stuck in a rut.
Who's that author nowadays?
I don't know. I was trying to think.
Hold on.
Is it
Court of?
Is that I'm
you know,
not gonna say what I think.
The Court of Throne and Roses. Her name is Sarah J. Maas.
Yeah.
Moss, or Mass, however you pronounce it.
So it'd be kind of
It'd be kind of like that.
Probably similar.
Just smut.
Just straight smut.
I'm just kidding. I think the Misery books, as described, are a step above smut, but almost at that level.
If you read smut, that's fine.
That's fine.
We won't yuck your yum.
Just don't goon in public.
We said we weren't doing that anyway.
I know, but it was too good of a chance to pass up.
Understandable. I set that one up for you, basically.
I will try, but I cannot promise that will be the last gooning joke I make.
But yeah, so he's stuck in a rut. He doesn't really want to make these books anymore, write them.
Which causes him to write Misery's Child, in which Misery dies at the end, because he's just I'm done.
Yeah.
I want to be a serious author now. I'm leaving Misery behind. And his publicist is just you're fucking crazy. Misery put your daughter through college and stuff like that.
She is more on, we need to make you money. This is what this is about, is money. And he's being...
Typical publicist.
Right. And he's being no, I'm doing this for the love of it. For
I'm
the
a serious author. I must write.
I must write good things now, not just this smut, this romance. He's finished.
We can kind of get into one of the things I think is obvious about why Stephen King wrote this. We'll talk about multiple reasons because I think there's multiple reasons why misery exists. Mm-hmm. But when I was reading this book just this last time and knowing this information, it became glaringly obvious that Stephen King is making a criticism of his fans at the time. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you know, but before Misery came out, Stephen King published a book called Eyes of the Dragon, which is not horror at all. It's purely fantasy. And apparently he got a lot of backlash from a lot of his fans just being like, why are you writing this fantasy crap? Go back to horror.
I always hate when people like bash their favorite author or director or like artist or whatever when they like change what
decide
they're
to
doing.
Step out of their norm.
Yeah. Because, I've been like that too with artists that change genres all of a sudden. I'm like, man, go back, please. But I'm not being loud and weird about it. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to like.
You're not going to write a letter to your favorite author just being like, how fucking dare you?
Yeah. And it's just like, let them branch out. I mean, they'll see that it's not doing well with like sales or with reviews or whatever, but they're trying to reach a different audience.
They're trying to branch out, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
but like it's very obvious reading this book that Annie Wilkes kind of personifies his audience's voice and just being like, how dare you not write misery novels anymore? Because like in this, he has this manuscript for this new book that Annie's like, this is trash.
Yes.
And you shouldn't be writing this trash. You should be writing misery novels. I was just like, oh, okay, this is Stephen King just being like, you didn't like my fantasy book because it wasn't horror. So I'm going to write this just being like, fuck you guys.
Like, you see how crazy you are kind of thing.
We'll talk about it, but Annie Wilkes kind of symbolizes a bunch of different things. We'll talk about it when we get to our famous segment, Letterboxd. What does Letterboxd have to say?
Reviews.
I don't think it necessarily relates to misogyny. Like a lot of people have made that comparison of Stephen King being misogynistic with how like Paul kind of treats Annie.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I don't think it's necessarily that. It's more broader than that. It's Stephen King just outlashed against his fans for criticizing him for writing something that isn't horror. Which is crazy because Stephen King, like, he has some non-horror books and movies that are, like, they're amazing. Like Shawshank Redemption, Green Mile, so.
Yeah, that's true. And I feel like also with, like, the misogyny, like, I think Annie Wilkes also kind of calls Paul out on it, being like, well, I'm doing all this for you, and like, oh, like, it's not good enough for you kind of thing. So just call it out. So I don't think that's too strongly what he was trying
also,
to
considering
convey.
the fact that Paul in the book doesn't seem to have any kind of, like, negative feelings towards women outside of Annie, it doesn't feel like it's a misogynistic thing.
Because a lot of the things that, Paul was wanting Annie to do for him, it's because he wanted her to leave the house. So there was a reason behind it. So I don't think it was because like, oh, look, he's a man who hates women kind of thing.
Annie Wilkes represents two things in my mind. One, Stephen King calling out his fans for just being like, how dare you not like me branching out. And two, we'll talk about it when we get into it, but like Stephen King's own drug addiction.
Okay.
So,
okay.
But anyway, that's kind of why I wanted to go off on that. His publicist is just like, why aren't you writing misery novels? They're popular. Like, they'll make you a lot of money. And he's just like, but I want to write what I want to write and be the author that I want to be. It very much felt like Stephen King kind of coming out and just being like, this is my voice.
Yeah.
This is who I am.
Hear me roar.
Hear me roar. I am king.
Woman.
Hear me roar.
I am a woman. Seriously, though.
But then we get a cool cutaway of just like Paul just being like, I think if I can finish this novel, it'll be something that I'll be proud to put on my tombstone. Then hard cut to him like dying in his car covered in blood.
Literally, it is very much a hard cut. And he's just like,
he's just like,
covered in blood. Obviously, someone opens the vehicle. Later, we find out it's Annie. She crowbars it open, starts doing CPR on him, gets him the hell out of there, saves him, basically. We later find out, because obviously Paul is like, oh my gosh, it was so crazy that you just so happened to be driving out in the snow too.
Yeah.
And she says very casually that she's stalking him.
Yeah, that was a subplot that I thought was in the book of just like Annie's stalking Paul at his resort that he stays at when he writes his books. But actually, reading the novel, that's not in there. So I think my mind kind of mixed the two in there, and I just created a scenario that's in the book. But no, that's strictly in this movie. But at the same time, in the book, I wouldn't doubt that Annie was probably stalking him too.
I'm sure. Yeah. She just casually tells him, like, oh, well, being your number one fan, I knew where you write, wherever you go. I decided to camp out there and kind of just watch the place.
Just watch you.
Just stake out. Then I noticed that you left, and I was like, well, where's this guy going? It's about to be a blizzard out, and so I followed you.
Yeah. I guess lucky and unlucky for Paul.
Yeah, because he would have died out there.
Yeah, but at the same time, with the events that he goes through in this movie, I'm pretty sure he probably wished he had died in that car accident.
I don't know which would have been better at this point. I mean, we won't get there. We'll get there when we get there. But anyways, we then kind of cut away to Paul's publisher calling the sheriff's office, and this is where we meet Buster. Again,
Buster, not a character in the book. And everything that we go through with his side character, not in the book at all. In the book, there are a couple of cop characters that kind of show up. To spoiler, I mean, we're in spoilers right now.
If you guys didn't know.
Spoiler alert. Later on in the book, a cop does show up at Annie's house that Paul tries to get the attention of, and Annie kills that cop. And there is another cop that comes out to her house later on in the novel that kind of just like, well, one of our cops have gone missing. Have you seen him? Has he talked to you? Yeah. Like, he was on your route to stop at your house sort of thing. So it's kind of a combination of those two characters. But really in the book, it stays inside Paul's room other than, like, the times he leaves his room and then at the end of the novel.
It's not like looking at other people's POV.
Yeah, there's no B plots or anything going on. And I think the reason for that is the book that Paul ends up writing, Misery's Return, plays a lot more of a role in the novel than it does here. Definitely. Like in here, you see Paul writing it, and then like Annie kind of describes it. But in the book, you'll cut to actual like written
you're reading
inserts of Misery's Return.
I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And I understand why they didn't do it here, because that would be hard to, like, visualize.
Yeah.
Unless you were to cut away and, like, have a recreation of a scene of it.
Have, like, a whole different cast.
I feel like if they did this movie now, they would do that. And I kind of miss it because, like, Misery's Return has a huge part in the novel. Like, Paul even describes it at one point as, like, the best book he's ever written. It would have been nice to have had that in here, but at the same time, I understand why you can't visualize that in a movie.
Because honestly, I was waiting for him to kind of, I mean, I guess towards the end, he is kind of thankful for Annie because I think he says, like, she made me a better writer. Because there is at one point where I think he does say something, or she says something like, this is the best thing you've ever written. Yeah.
And Paul in the book even says, like, he's like, as cliche as some of the stuff it is I'm writing, like, the structure of this is really solid, and it's one of the best things I've ever written.
Which is crazy. It just took him being kidnapped.
From a person who cannot distinguish fiction from reality.
Yeah. But apparently, because you were saying that there was kind of multiple cops in the book.
At least 2 or 3
Yeah. I guess apparently they offered a role of deputy. So it was Buster, which was the sheriff, and then I guess they were supposed to have a deputy character as well.
There is kind of a deputy character. There's one cop that shows up after the death of the first cop who has a deputy, with him that Paul refers to as David and Goliath, because one of them is like huge and bulking, and the other one's kind of scrawny and like at his side. And there's a really funny moment in the book where it's like it's recounting from that officer. It's just like, he kept calling me Goliath, and I have no idea why.
It's like, what the hell? But no, apparently they were gonna write a deputy into the movie, and they offered it to Billy Bob Thornton.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like he would have fit into this movie.
I feel like he would have too, but I also...
But at the same time, I love I love his wife in this.
I do too. Like, I don't know, like Buster and his wife were just like a nice kind of comedic relief, you know, to take away from... I don't know, it was a nice little B plot that they had going on.
Yeah, it adds some levity into a lot of these scenes that are just like hopeless and grim. Fun fact, that actress who plays his wife, Frances Sternhagen, she was in The Mist. Oh. She played the old, like, grade teacher.
Okay.
The one who's in the car at the end when that stuff happens. We're not going to spoil The Mist here, because we might eventually do it.
I would love to do The Mist.
But yeah, she was in The Mist. A lot of different actors usually pop up in different Stephen King stuff. So
is The Mist Stephen King too?
Yeah, it is.
Oh my goodness, that's a good movie.
It was a pretty good movie.
I feel like
if we ever do a Stephen King month again,
that will definitely be.
We're probably only gonna do ones that are based on short stories, so that way I can get through them faster.
You're like nothing.
It's like, how about we don't do another gigantic fucking Stephen King book that I have to read?
What? No one's making you read it, but I am glad that you are.
I
so
know,
we can get,
but I like to make the
perspectives.
comparisons.
Yeah, no, I like that too. Yeah, we talked about Annie admitting to stalking him because, you know, Paul's being very grateful right now. At first,
which is different from the novel. Like, in the novel, Paul pretty much guesses immediately of like, oh, Annie's fucking crazy. Because like
he clocks it immediately.
Because the way Annie like acts in the first part of the book is like sometimes she'll space out and like get this blank look on her face, and then she just come back into it. Paul just like picked up very instantly. It's like, okay, she's very unhinged, and I need to get out of here.
Yeah.
But in this one, it takes him a little while.
It does take him a minute. I think he starts noticing because, you know, like you said earlier. It's when she starts
reading the novel that he has written.
She asks him, like, well, like, by the way, I was looking through your things, and I saw you have a new, like, manuscript.
She's like, can I read it?
Yeah, and he says, like, sorry, that's usually only for, like, my publisher, and I think he said his lawyer, his daughter, maybe.
Something like that. And then he's just like, for people who saved my life.
Yes. And it's like, oh, so
and like
sweet.
How Annie is just like,
me?
And Paul is just like, yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, oh my God, thank you so much. And, you know, she runs off to read it. She's
like, oh, Paul.
Oh, Paul.
Which is a phrase that apparently she says 12 times in this movie. Just, oh, Paul.
Yeah, I was like, she was definitely a character for sure.
Oh, Annie Wilkes is a character.
Yeah, she plays both sides very well. Mm-hmm. But she fucking hates that manuscript.
Oh, so much.
And she comes in and she is insane.
Well, she's feeding him soup and she's just like, I read 40 pages into it and I don't like the cursing in it.
Oh, yeah, that was the issue, was the cursing.
Which, because Annie Wilkes, she's very, I can tell that she was kind of sheltered as a child. And grown up in a very religious household where she doesn't curse. By the way, very huge shout out to Kathy Bates for making some of this Stephen King dialogue work. I never thought that the word cockadoodie would work well in like a live action setting, but she sells that.
She does. She does sell cockadoodie.
He didn't get out of the cockadoodie car. Yeah. Like, you read that in a book and you can like say it in your head to where it makes sense, but it's one of those things where it's like adapting a Stephen King book, where it's like what works on the written page doesn't necessarily work on film. But in here, it's like Kathy Bates is great, and she can sell that line.
She sold the cockadoodie.
She sold that cockadoodie while gooning. Stop! It came back.
But yeah, so she's, you know, flipping out, kind of complaining about the cursing. She has the soup and she's just fling it
just
around.
kind of flinging it around.
And
she spills some on the bed, and then she just has that, look there, look at what you made me do. Interesting contrast between Annie in the book and Annie in the film. Right after she does that flip out, she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, Paul, and stuff like that. In the book, she never apologizes. She's just like, this is all your fault. You did this.
Dang.
Like, takes no ownership of anything. Even when she's killing people, she's like, you killed that cop. I didn't kill that cop. You were responsible for that.
That's crazy. The ultimate gaslighter.
Yeah. As crazy as Annie is in the movie, in the book, she is much crazier.
She's even crazier.
We'll get into it, especially with the hobbling scene, but she's like much more intense.
Yes. I did read about that too.
I'm glad that they toned it down in here because I feel like it probably would have been a bit much, especially in the 90s.
Oh, yeah. That would have, like, came out of left field.
Because at one point, her character in the book, even, like, she has a rat that she caught in a trap in her hand, and she, like, just squeezes it to death, and then just throws the corpse into the corner of the room.
They'd definitely be doing that.
They would be doing
today.
a lot of this, yeah.
Oh, we need another adaptation of this.
We do. I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Yeah.
As much as I love this movie, I would love to see another adaptation of it.
Oh, and you know who I feel like would be really good as Annie Wilkes?
Lizzie Kaplan, who played her in Castle Rock.
Oh, I was going to say, what is that actress's name from Hereditary?
Oh, Toni Collette?
Yeah.
I feel like for Annie Wilkes, you kind of have to get someone who's bulky, because in the book, she's described as being, like, super strong.
Because that's the only thing that would make it not
Like, I couldn't believe Toni Collette could carry Paul Sheldon on her back.
That's true. She would do great in this role, though.
And it would kind of be typecasting. Like, essentially, her character in Hereditary is kind of Annie Wilkes.
Yeah, man.
A little bit.
Typecast her.
Fair enough.
I'm fine with that. I would love them to do a new adaptation of that. But as Paul is slowly learning how crazy Annie is, Buster starts investigating.
I like his initial investigation when he gets a call from the lawyer. He just writes Paul Sheldon's name on a sticky note and just sticks it to the wall. And it's like, yeah, I'll get to it.
The publisher calls him. He's like, don't worry, I'll enter it into the system. Writes down Paul's name.
And then just sticks it to the board.
He's like, all right, it's in the system.
That's such like a small town cop sort of thing to do. It's really funny.
I absolutely love that part.
I'm glad that he didn't just be like, it's just another missing person, and actually starts looking into things.
I am too. I'm sure this is, like you said, it's a very small town. I'm sure not a lot of stuff happens, and he's probably like, finally, it's my time.
He does go searching out for the car. In the book, this whole event takes place over multiple months. I think Annie Wilkes in this movie says like, "Oh, I've been writing for the past 4 weeks as Paul."
Oh, okay.
In the book, it takes place during a much longer time. Like, I think the novel begins in February and it ends in June. So it's like Paul's held captive for a very long time.
Oh, shit.
But in the book, like, eventually the snow melts and it, like, drifts the car away from its, like, crash site into a different place. But in here, it's like Buster's actually going, investigating, and he almost finds the car.
Almost does.
Almost. He comes that close because he finds a tree that's, like, snapped in half. And starts to investigate that. He goes out into the snow, but then gets buried waist deep.
No, the snow is super deep. It was a crazy blizzard. And yeah, if he went any further, he would have needed rescuing.
So, and if he had gone further, like a few feet further, he would have found the car.
He would have found the car.
But this is a good bit of comedy where he's just buried in there and his wife's just like, do you need a hand? And he's like, no, I'm enjoying myself down here.
Yeah. No, they're back and forth. It was cute.
It's really good. I like it in the car when they're driving and she puts her hand on his knee, and he's like, when we're outside of work, you're my wife, but when we're in this car, you're my deputy.
And she's like, well, I'd rather be at home with you then.
Yeah, that's true.
I was like, it was so frisky. Okay, so we get a scene here where Annie brings Paul some breakfast. It is the most delicious looking breakfast I've ever seen in my life.
It looks really good.
I wrote down what it was. We have some potato wedges with ketchup on them. Y'all are already going to think this is crazy. This looks good, okay?
Girl, I'm already salivating.
We have Spam. We have scrambled eggs with tomato and green onion, it looked like. We have toast with jam and possibly butter with it as well.
Butter? Bougie?
Mm-hmm. We have applesauce and OJ. It looked so freaking good.
OJ Simpson.
No, don't stop. No, it looked hella good, and I was like, damn, I'm hungry. I'm hungry right now, actually.
Also with the side of Novril. That's the medication that Annie keeps feeding him.
It's the side of Novril.
Not a real pill in real life, made up for the novel.
Okay.
And here's one of the things that I wish that they kept in from the novel is, in the novel, Paul's addicted to this stuff. Because it contains, I think, codeine in it. That's like a highly addictive substance, and he, like, gets hooked on it.
I was wondering where the drug addiction part was going to come in.
And
that makes sense.
It doesn't in this movie, because Paul more, like, sets aside the drug in order to try to poison Annie, which is a subplot that's not in the book. But in the book, like, he's highly addictive of it. Like, he curses of just like, I need my medication now.
Interesting.
I kind of wish that they had kept that from the book into the movie, but I understand why they cut it.
Yeah. No, I was like, that's interesting. I like that part. Maybe I'll read this book. That sounds pretty good.
It's a pretty good book. And it's only 300 pages. It's quite a quick read.
Yeah. God, I'm so about this breakfast right now. I'm so hungry.
We're putting a pause on the podcast. We're making food.
We're gonna
become a food podcast.
Oh man, but okay.
How do you feel about scrambled eggs? I think they're pretty good.
I like scrambled eggs. Some Spam. I don't know how people don't like Spam.
I don't think I've ever really eaten Spam.
Oh,
my
really?
entire life. I can't recall.
See, okay, me and my boyfriend.
Maybe when I was a child.
We were talking about this, how Spam and eggs used to be like, you know, a quick, cheap meal. Like that, like, you know.
Also considered
we don't got a lot of
meal.
money. Yeah, exactly. Now, eggs are super expensive.
Yeah, that's true.
And so is Spam now. Because everyone is, because now I guess Spam's more popular. People on TikTok make shit with it, and now everyone wants Spam, and now both prices have went up, and I'm like, I can't even enjoy a cheap meal anymore.
It's the lobster effect. Back in the day, lobster used to be a very, like, poor, like, a poor person's dinner, but now it's just like, it's bougie.
No, that's what Spam and eggs are now, and I'm very upset about it. But speaking of Spam, Annie has a pig.
Oh, yeah, Misery the pig.
Is Misery the pig in the books? Okay.
In the book, we never meet Misery the pig. We only hear the squeals and stuff like that. And Annie says, yeah, I have a pig named Misery.
I feel like it was such like an interesting thing to just bring
It's a
in.
quirk.
Yeah.
But then again, pigs are cute. Misery the pig is very cute.
Baby pigs are cute. I don't like grown pigs.
Oh, I don't like those full size, like the behemoth pigs.
Because pigs will eat you alive.
Yeah, they
Not
will.
actually.
But
Well,
then again, cats will too.
I know,
If
yeah.
you die,
I think
a cat will
I think
eat
most
you.
animals will, but
Yeah.
pigs freak me out.
I don't think dogs would, though. I think if they got hungry enough, they eventually
I feel
will,
like
but
out
I feel
of
like they'd wait.
desperation.
I feel like a cat is just like, fuck you, I'm going to eat you now. That's what
chomp on
Sanchez
you.
is going to do to me if I ever keel over next to him.
He's like, oh, finally a
He's
good
like,
meal.
he'll be like that Gordon Ramsay meme, finally some good fucking food.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking of. But no, I was going to bring up, since we're at the pig part, that apparently their original idea for the movie was to have Annie feed Paul to Misery the pig and to use his skin to bind the book that she made him write.
Yes, I've heard about that.
Which
That's
I was like,
interesting. I don't like that.
I don't like that either. I mean, I wouldn't have minded if she threatened him with that.
Yeah.
That would have been like a funny little thing to add in
Talk
there.
about a major deviation from the book, though, because none of that's even implied.
No, I was like, honestly, that surprised me because I was like, I don't think that's in the book.
It's not at all.
Like, not even mentioned.
Pretty much the climax of this movie is how it happens in the book.
Oh, I love the climax.
Me too.
But then, you know, Annie starts talking about her failed marriage, about how she was very alone. she took comfort in Paul's books, and that is why she just feels this connection with Paul.
And with Misery.
Mm-hmm. And we kind of find out that, I mean, we don't kind of, she literally tells Paul that she loves him.
Uh-huh. She kind of has to backtrack a little bit. She's just like, the author part of you, your books, your mind, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, bitch,
No.
you mean that you love him.
Yeah, because...
You're in love with him.
Yeah, because she said, I love you, Paul, and he's like...
Paul's just like...
What the fuck?
Are you sure?
You don't know me, bitch. Like,
are you sure?
But yeah, I mean, and I guess I'll bring this up now because we were talking about how it's slightly gorier at some parts. We won't say what, but I'll just say like it is slightly gorier, but they took it out. And they said that they took it out because they didn't want people to hate Annie. They still wanted them to sympathize with her.
Yeah, because in the book, you hate Annie. And like...
And, well, you were saying, like, she's way crazier in the book than she is here.
So much more crazy.
So they were trying to get us to sympathize with her, but I was like, I didn't really sympathize with her.
Not really.
Especially once we find out...
I kind of see her as more tragic in a way.
Like...
But she is a serial killer,
yeah,
as we learned
no,
because
we do find out later what she did, and I was like, yeah, I don't feel bad for her. Sorry.
I mean, she kills literal infants.
Yeah, so Annie Wilkes? Wilkes,
yeah.
Wilkson.
Wilkson.
I just added some syllables
what kind of
to her
fucking
name
is Wilkson?
Yeah.
Everyone turning off that last name is Wilkson.
But no, she's based off of a real nurse that was accused of murdering children in her care. And so later we find out, you know, Paul sees this memory lane photo album where she has newspaper clippings in it. And
very accurate to the book. That memory lane scene is in there as well.
Okay.
And everything that's described of just like, infant deaths, killing old people as well.
It talks like her husband tragically passed, and she has that, so we're led to believe that she killed her husband as well.
Different from the book, and the husband, they just get divorced in the book. So
no, this is definitely... So now, because at first I was thinking maybe she is just obsessive fan, and this is like her first time kind of losing it on someone. But then that scene happened, and I was like, oh, no, she's done this before.
No, she's straight crazy.
Yeah, she is straight crazy. And I was like, this man is in so much more danger than what I thought he was.
I mean, we get that sense when she eventually makes him burn the book.
Yeah, because, this is the next scene. She finds out. She comes barreling into the room. She says, how could you?
Oh, yeah, because... We learn earlier that she bought a copy of Misery's Child, like it finally got published and it's out there. And she bought one of the first copies and she read it. And of course, at the end of Misery's Child, Misery dies. And because she can't separate reality from fiction, she's just like, you murdered Misery. And Paul's just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
He's like, I didn't murder her. He was like, childbirth. It was the 1700s. Like, that happens.
Which is very logical, actually.
Yeah, because at first she kind of like, well, then who did it? Like, she is trying to...
She's trying to visualize Misery as an actual person.
But then once, you know, obviously Paul says, like, well, childbirth, da-da-da. She's like, no, it was you. You murdered her. She's like, you got to burn this shit. Burn it right now. The manuscript that she read of his new book that he just wrote. You know, he tries to play it off like, I already have the copies. Like, this isn't going to do anything. But if it'll make you feel better, like, sure, like, I'll burn it. She calls his bluff.
Annie's all like, bet, burn it then.
Go ahead. She's like, if it doesn't matter to you, go ahead.
Yeah.
Feel free. And she tells him, like, I'm your biggest fan. I know all of your quirks. I know that you haven't sent it to anyone because you're superstitious. You dumb bitch. I caught you.
I caught you. And all the shit you done.
She said, fuck you, burn this damn book. And he has to.
He does. In the book, Paul's like very upset about it. In the book, this novel that he's writing has a lot more personality to it. Like, it actually has a title. It's called like Fast Cars, and it's about like this guy who like breaks into cars and steals them for a living, like trying to avoid the police and stuff like that. Okay. It's a very personal book to Paul, so like burning it really upsets him, especially since like he has no notes on it. He doesn't make another copy, and now it's destroyed and gone forever.
Well, see, because that's what I kind of didn't like about the movie, because, you know, when Annie Kathy Bates reads it,
she steps out of her character for a moment. It's like, it's me, Kathy Bates, the actress. Burn this book.
No, but when Annie goes to read the book, she says, well, like, what's the title? What's it about? And he's like, well, I don't really know. There's no title. How about you read it and you tell me what it's about? And I'm like, what the fuck?
It's an interesting departure from how it is in the book.
I was just like, what do you mean you don't know what it's about? Like, can you give me like a synopsis
anything?
Of this? Yeah. What kind of fucking author are you? What are you going to write on the inside of the sleeve? The back of the book. Yeah. This is a drunken stupor.
But no, in the actual book, the novel has a name. It's called Fast Cars.
And he's a lot more upset about it. Okay. Because, I mean, you can tell in the movie that he is slightly upset, but it doesn't really seem to hit him that hard.
Yeah, because Paul in the book is just like, oh, this is the book where everyone's going to take me seriously now. And then Annie burns it away, and it's just like, fuck.
Like that ship has sailed now. No one will take me seriously.
But then Annie comes in, and she's just like, I got a surprise for you, Paul. You have a wheelchair now. You can move around. You can goon in the corner if you want. And she's also like, I got a typewriter for you. So here's the thing. This movie made me, when I was younger, obsessed with typewriters, and I actually had one at one point.
Oh, that's awesome.
Little fun fact about me, when I was younger, I wanted to be a writer.
Oh, that's cute. I also wanted to be a writer.
But then adulthood happened and crashed all my dreams.
Yeah, no. Being a writer is hard, and I'm awful with spelling.
Now I'm one step down from an author. I'm a podcaster.
Yeah. Literally, like, what are we doing?
I'm just kidding.
What was the author that made you want to be one?
I think it was H.G. Wells, actually.
Yeah.
If we ever talk about War of the Worlds, we'll get into it. But
we will talk about War of the Worlds.
We will talk about it. We'll fucking talk about it. It's a promise.
There you go. Mine was R.L. Stein.
Oh, okay.
Fucking loved Goosebumps. And I'm like, bro.
I get that.
It was so nice.
I think it was H.G. Wells and, like, Dan Brown at the time, because I remember reading the Da Vinci Code and just being like, I fucking love this.
Yeah.
I want to do this.
I love how yours were, like, really, like, deep, like, meaning, and I'm like, Goosebumps.
Goosebumps.
I liked Goosebumps, so I wanted to write
Goosebumps. Everyone has their inspiration.
Yeah.
It's all fine.
No, I was like, his were definitely, and it's so funny. I loved horror books, like R.L. Stein when I was growing up, but I haven't really read one as an adult.
Yeah, they probably don't hold up.
Well, no, like, I haven't read, like, not, like, I haven't read a horror novel, as an adult, like, an adult one.
I've read 3 in the past 3 weeks.
Yeah. No, I was like, I want to get into them. I think I have one at home that I want to read, but...
I have a book somewhere.
Yeah, no, I have a bookshelf. I usually, I've bought, like, a bunch of, like, true crime books.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, I've read those. Those are, like, the last couple ones I've read.
See, to me, I'm more about just reading fictional stuff. I don't know if I could get into true crime books.
Oh, they're very sad.
That being said, I do have a copy of Zodiac I plan on reading at some point when we talk about Zodiac.
When we talk about
eventually.
Anyways.
Anywho.
So sorry. But yeah, so she gets him this typewriter and some paper.
And she's just like, you're going to write a new novel. It's going to be Misery's Return. And I'm going to be the only one to ever read it.
And kind of hinting like, you're probably not going to get out of here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she said in the previous scene when she flipped out about Misery dying of just like... I
thought she flipped out after this.
She's just like, and don't even think about like getting out of here because I've told no one that you're here. And if I die, you die.
No, she does admit, like, I literally kidnapped you. Like, you're dumb. You're stuck.
You stuck, bitch.
You stuck. Then, Paul talks about how she got him the wrong paper.
Uh-huh. Very accurate to the book. Like, it's just like such a minor thing, but at the same time, it's just like he's thinking about, like, upholding the integrity of the book. And kind of thinking of Annie, of just like, if you want to keep this book around, like, you wouldn't want it to smudge because eventually, like, the pages will just fade away. And, of course, Annie in her, like, diseased mind is just like, how fucking dare you?
Yeah, she's like, I get you a typewriter. I cook you food. I fucking give you a bed to sleep in. I saved your life. And now you're blaming me for getting you this shitty paper.
This paper that I bought that was so expensive.
No, she's pissed. But he's also kind of doing this because he clocks a bobby pin
on the ground.
He picks it up immediately, and he's like, "Yo."
Well, after
Annie leaves, because she needs to get him more paper.
Yeah, Annie flips out, slams the paper on Paul's leg, which in the book she just straight up punches one of his knees, and then leaves. But yeah, he sees the bobby pin on the ground. Which, by the way, do bobby pins actually work for opening locks?
They always show it in movies.
I feel like on older locks that works. I feel like on newer ones. Like,
definitely wouldn't.
Paul's, like, lucky that these are older locks, because if he had, like, locks nowadays, he'd be trapped in that
screwed,
room.
yeah. But, so he devises a plan to, honestly, I don't really know what he's doing. Oh, he's trying to get
He's trying to get pain medication. In the book, it's more like he is trying to take it, because Annie will sometimes just disappear for, like, 2 days. And, like, he would just be trapped in his room, and he's like, I need my pain medication, because, again, he's addicted to it. And it's more of just, like, him needing to get the medication and stuff like that.
He's not even, like, trying to get out. He's devising a plan to get the medication to drug Annie with.
Well, at the same time, he's also trying to figure out
a
ways
layout
to get out. So.
No, I think I don't think that's his plan at first. I think when he gets out, he is trying to devise a plan as he goes. Yeah. Which this first escape from the room, I was like, bro, like, you really didn't have a plan when you came out here. Understandable, because
at the same time
been out of this room.
It would have made more sense if they had done it like they did in the book, because at one point Annie leaves for like 2 days and just he's in his room just agonizing. Yeah. Like, even has to drink his own piss at one point because he has no water. So it makes sense when he goes out of his room of just being like, well, Annie's probably going to be gone for a while. I can, like, have all this free time. And this one, it's just like, yeah, you don't know when she's going to be back.
No, I felt like in this, she came back quite frequently. Like, she would leave and then come back immediately. And she would only leave the house when she needed to get something for him.
But boy, the scene when she's coming back is very suspenseful. This is very well done. Of just, like, he gets himself out of his wheelchair at one point because he's trying to get through the kitchen door to get out. And he's just sitting there exhausted, and then he hears the car coming. And he's just panicking, trying to get himself back into the wheelchair, back into the room, trying to get everything in shape. Which, by the way, it should be pointed out, during him getting out, he hits a side table that knocks over the penguin that he picks up and puts in the wrong direction.
When he picks that penguin up and puts it in the wrong direction, I was like, what a man. Like, you're going to face it backwards?
I mean, I would also probably accidentally do that, because I probably, like, he didn't see how it was looking. He just hit it.
It wouldn't have been facing backwards.
I know.
It would have been facing forwards. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, he didn't, like, and you might think, like, oh, Nikki, he was in a panic, da-da-da-da. He was not panicking yet.
No, not yet.
He was exploring the house. He accidentally knocked a shelf and caught the ceramic penguin. I was like, oh, that was a close one. Puts it backwards, back where it was, and then continues on. So he did have a minute to think about the orientation of this penguin.
I mean, if I was in that same situation, I'd probably make the same mistake if it was me.
That's a situation that you need to make sure everything's exactly where it was.
Also, he learns in this scene that the phone is hollowed out.
Yeah, which is crazy.
crazy.
Like, he can't even call for help.
In the book, it's different. Like, she has an actual phone, but what she has done is the cable that, like, plugs into the wall, she glues into the wall. So it's just like the phone company can still detect that she has a phone, but she can't get in and out calls.
Oh, interesting.
So it's like it doesn't raise suspicion, that sort of thing. But in here, it's just like, no, it's just a false phone.
Yeah. It's just completely gutted. So yeah, he hurries back into the room, and as he's trying to relock the door, like relock himself in, Annie is unlocking the door to the house to get in.
Good back and forth.
Amazing back and forth. She goes in and checks on him, and she's like, "Oh, you're perspiring a lot. You're gross."
I also love that he covers his stomach because, like, the pills are still sticking out.
Yes, because he takes pills at one point. I don't know if we mentioned that, but he does take a handful of pills, stuffs them in the waistband of his sweats. But whenever he goes into the room in his panic, they're sticking out.
Yeah.
And so when she opens the door, he just, like, slams his
he
hand
just
on
notices it, and then quickly is just like, oh.
Like, you can't see it.
But it works to his advantage because he comes up quickly with just I've been sitting here, like, aching and, like, hurting. Get me my medication.
Yeah, because she's like, you look like shit. Like, you're, like, what the hell happened? And yeah, he's like, my medication, I need it. I'm in pain. Like, you left me here. Like, please, I need it. And she buys it.
Yeah. Or so we think.
So we think.
In the novel, she's kind of in on, like, she figures everything out. Like, long before even Paul suspects that maybe she's figured things out.
I mean, I'm sure he was so sweaty. It's just like, I don't know. And the fact that that hasn't happened before, I would be a little suspicious too. But then Annie talks to Paul about how God brought them together. About how this was meant to be. And I was like, man, she's crazy.
I don't think God cares about a certain novel being written.
I don't think so. But this is how, like you said, she is having an issue putting with reality, with what is real and what is not. And her narrative of what's real is actually insane.
Yeah, very much insane.
Because this whole thing is just her saying that, like, God brought them together. Like, you know, he wanted them to meet so that she could write the best misery novel ever.
Yeah. I guess it's also important to note, because we haven't talked about it with previous Stephen King movies, but there's always a character in a Stephen King book that's overly religious and they're crazy. I mean, my go-to is always Carrie White's mom from Carrie.
Oh, yeah.
Of just the religious zealot who's just, like, over the top. I think Stephen King doesn't, like, prescribe to one certain religion, and he sees anyone who's that extremist as being, like, crazy.
Yeah.
So,
which, I mean, there are some, and there are some that aren't.
Which isn't to say that Stephen King's against religion. There's a character in The Stand who's very religious, who's, like, a very good person, so... But it's a common trope in Stephen King books of just, like, the crazy religious person.
Well, he kind of grew up in an area where it was, like...
You mean all of America?
Yeah, I suppose so. But, like, mainly, like, in, like, a smaller town, right? Where there was less...
and more up north. So, makes sense.
Makes sense.
But anyway, after this, we cut to... They discover Paul's car.
Yes.
And they're digging it out. And it's weird that Buster is the only one that notices that there's dents in the car from someone prying open the door. Because it's funny listening to the sheriff of just being like, we can only presume he crawled out of his car. We don't know how he did it, but he might be out there somewhere.
Well, because these cops look like they came in from, like, a larger city, maybe.
I imagine they
here.
probably came in from, like, Denver or something like that.
This is what we're presuming. And so the small town, you know, Buster.
Yeah, he goes over to the car and notices that clearly that door has been pried open.
Very much. Like, it's not even like an if. It like, oh, well, this could be any kind of scrape or scratch. No, like, it is dented in and, like, pulled out at, like, with a crowbar. She might as well have left the crowbar there, honestly, for this.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, how obvious it was.
For a second there, I thought she did, because in the beginning, she does, like,
plant it
down, but I'm pretty sure she grabbed it on the way of carrying Paul out of there.
I would have loved if, like, later they found it.
They just found the crowbar sitting next to the car, and the big cop sheriff is just like, huh, I wonder what happened here.
It's
he must
weird.
have crawled out of his car.
He must have crawled out of his car using the crowbar.
He must have pried open his own door from the outside.
Exactly. He's like, that makes sense. But yeah, and then we get the scene where I think this was during her monologue of her telling him that God brought them together, that they hear the helicopter overhead.
Oh,
Is that it?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Maybe I'm wrong. But they hear the helicopter go overhead because they're looking for the car. This is before they found it. And yeah, they kind of tease Paul with them looking for him, but they think he's dead. Yeah. So, like, the big cops are not looking for him anymore.
Fun fact, the pilot of that helicopter is the director, Rob Reiner.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Shout out.
Fun little cameo. But anyway, we get to part of the detective story with Buster where he buys a bunch of misery novels. This never made sense to me.
No.
Of just, like, how do you think this is going to help you?
Yeah, because he tells his wife, like, this will help me get into the, like, find out where he is.
Yeah, the line is just like, if I can't find out where Paul is, maybe I can learn about who Paul was or what he wrote about.
And even his wife is like, was he going to write about a car crash where someone takes him? Like,
and I love his response. He's like, it's that kind of spice that keeps our marriage going.
Because honestly, like, I don't know the thought process of him buying out all of his books and reading them as either.
I don't either, and it very much feels like, if you couldn't tell, this was added for the movie, because this doesn't really make sense of what he hopes to discover. I mean, he ends up discovering something.
Yes, he does.
But the logic behind it doesn't logic for me.
Well, and honestly, why did he even go to the library to look up about Annie Wilkes?
I figure he knew who Annie was just because she lives nearby. Mm. And because it was like a big story of just like, oh, she has been accused of these murders, that maybe it was like somewhere in the back of his head. Okay. I mean, he is a sheriff and all. He would know about like the local people that live near his town. Yeah, so.
Because he goes to the library, he starts looking through some documents, and he sees some old newspapers.
With a quote that he pulled from one of the novels.
Mm-hmm, and it's a picture of Annie when she was accused of
murdering children.
Mm-hmm. And it was a quote from one of his books saying like...
The quote is, there is a higher justice than that of man, and I will be judged by him. Which is a direct quote from a book that the sheriff reads. And it's like, it's lucky he pulled that quote out of all the other quotes.
Yeah, like out of that one book. Yeah, exactly.
I always kind of justified it where it's just like maybe he knew where that quote came from but couldn't pinpoint it where it came from. And then when, like, because the reason he goes to the library is Annie is in town. Mm-hmm. And she, like, screams at a oncoming driver. And that's when he starts to look into Annie. I feel like that's kind of the moment where he's just like, well, wait a minute. He's kind of starting to piece things together. Yeah. I wish that had been more developed of just him knowing Annie and her past and stuff like that.
Yeah, like him kind of bringing it up more or brought
because
it up
as it plays, it's kind of just random.
No, it definitely just seems like he just stumbled upon this and was like, oh, shit, she probably did it. But he goes over to the little convenience store and he asks the shopkeeper, like, hey, like, do you have any of Paul Sheldon's books by chance? I was like, nah, someone bought them out. Like, right when we got them in, they were gone.
They sold out in 3 days. And it's like, does Annie Wilkes have one? And he's like, she has me set aside the first copy every time one comes in.
Sure, was like, interesting. Gotta go. Oh, well, no, then
he asks, it's like, has she bought anything unusual? And he's just like, unless you consider typing paper unusual.
So typing, you say?
Yeah, Buster's just like, that is interesting.
So true. And the shopkeeper's like, did Annie do something? He's like, nope, not at all.
Not a thing.
Goodbye.
Yeah, we're jumping quite all over the place
we
right now.
We are.
We get the beginning of writing Misery's Return. And the whole, like, her being like, this is no good. Like, the first draft of Misery's Return. Which is accurate to the book. In the book, you actually get, like, read out what that first attempt was. And it was kind of a bullshit thing where it's just like, oh, Misery's magically alive, and her death never really happened because there was, like, a blood transfusion that happened that saved her life and stuff like that.
I was wondering how he would rewrite this, like, her just being alive all of a sudden. It's like, is he just going to discount what happened in the baby?
I mean, Paul, at the same time, is just like, he's not writing it seriously at first. He's just kind of like, well, to please this crazy bitch, I'm just going to write whatever. I mean, they're pulpy novels anyway, so it's just like, yeah, secret blood transfusion might as well have happened.
Yeah.
But Annie calls him out on his shit because she went to these chapter plays, and she gives, like, this great monologue that ends with the line, he didn't get out of the cock-a-doodle car. Great bit of acting from Kathy Bates. I don't think that scene would have played out nearly as well if it wasn't for her.
But eventually, Paul kind of gets in the groove of things. He starts taking it a little more seriously, taking her criticisms.
Yeah.
And she's eating this shit up.
Yeah, eventually she stumbles on it. In the book, it's described like, he starts from the moment where it's like, yeah, Misery's buried. But in it, it's just like, she is buried, but she's been buried alive. And that she went into a coma due to a bee sting, which was to a suggestion that Annie gave him because she's allergic to bees.
Oh, okay.
So it's like she fell into a coma and then she got buried alive. And so they, like, dig her out, and that's how she's still alive.
Yeah.
Which is a better progression.
Yes.
And in the novel, this is where Paul starts to, like, start taking it seriously. Where he's, like, getting inspiration. He's just like, oh, shit, all the cogs are turning. Like, this is actually turning out better than I thought.
And I also love how she, during her rant about him fixing it, at one point she was like, well, you need to change this, this, and that. I do like how you wrote me in as the gravedigger, so you could keep that in.
In the novel, it's like he names the nurse in the book after her.
Yeah.
And she does say that. It's like, I like that part. You can keep that.
Yeah, because I think it was the nurse that he named Annie, and then I think the gravedigger, the last name was Wilkes.
That makes sense.
And she's like, you can keep both those. Everything else, trash.
Yeah.
Which I thought was
But then,
funny.
yeah, she loves this new version of the book. And then Paul's just like, how about we have dinner? Because secretly over this time, he has been gathering up the ingredients inside the novel caps in order to overdose her.
Yeah, because they're little plastic capsules, and they're the ones that he can break apart. He gets a scrap piece of paper that he
makes like a little pouch,
a little envelope thing. Yeah, and he starts pouring the contents of the medication into it.
Again, this is a new thing for the movie. This doesn't happen in the book. He considers it at one point in the book of overdosing her, but in the book, Novel has like a distinct bitter taste to it, and he was like, well, it won't work because she'll taste it and immediately know.
But in the movie, he does taste it, and there is
he sniffs
taste,
it, he tastes it, there's no smell, there's no taste.
And yeah, with all of a sudden, he's being really nice to her, saying, let's have dinner together. Like, come on. And, you know, he's being...
And Annie's like, oh, Paul.
Yeah, and you can tell he's being kind of weirdly flirtatious with her when she sets everything up. He tells her that she looks beautiful or radiant or something like that.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, Kathy Bates is not a bad-looking woman.
Oh, yeah, no. But
During that dinner scene, she does look pretty. Which is
he's definitely buttering her up.
It's a stark contrast to how Annie's described in the book. It's like he describes her as just being, like, huge, bulky, like, barely any facial features. I think he even describes, like, her eyes almost seem like they're painted on and not real eyes and stuff like that.
He's like, she's crazy.
She's, like, insane.
But yeah, he's obviously buttering her up. He tells her, like, let's get some wine going here. You know what? You forgot the candles.
Yeah, he's like, let's have a toast to misery. And it's like, wait, let's do this properly. Let's get a candle. I almost picked that up. That would have been a mistake. Yeah.
The candle's been burning for a while. Do not pick
that
up.
I'm not touching that.
No, it's not too bad on the sides.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Anyways,
pick it up. No, I'm just kidding. No,
let me drink the wax.
Oh man. Don't drink the wax. But
now let's do. This is a wax drinking podcast
good
now.
Lord.
But anyway, yeah, she gets up, tries to find some candles, and that's when he pours the novel into her drink.
Pours all of it. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, I don't know. I felt like he could have like poured like a little bit in there.
But at the same time, he had no idea that what was going to happen was going to happen.
I know, but I was like, pour a little bit in there, get her knocked out, and then like really like drug her after that. How to drug people with Nikki. But yeah, Annie comes back and she totally knows he's up to something.
Do you read it that way?
I read it that way.
I kind of read it as she's very oblivious, and this is just some bad fucking luck with Paul.
I don't know. I feel like she definitely knows he's up to something because she comes back. So this is my read on it. She comes back, sets the candle down. Whoops! Just knocks
it
over.
over.
Oh my goodness, I'm just so clumsy. Paul, I'm so sorry.
And you can
I know you wanted this to be perfect. You can see it
on Paul's face of just like, you fucking did that on purpose, didn't you?
I had a feeling she did too. You don't think that?
I don't read it that way. I feel like genuinely Annie didn't know about that and knocked it over. It's kind of a cruel fate sort of situation of just like, yeah, he tried his best to get out of here, but no, he's still trapped.
Let us know what you thought.
Yeah.
Did you think she did on purpose? Do you think she was just like being silly and
it's like the
ditzy?
top at the end of Memento. It's like, what do you think happened here?
Yeah. No, I do want to know because I definitely was like, she clocked that and knew that he was up to something.
I mean, you're not wrong. In the book, Annie, like, she's very, like, suspicious of whenever Paul says something nice because she thinks he's up to something, which...
He is.
To be fair, he always is because he's trying to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. Oh, man. Let's see. They have dinner.
Then we get the book montage.
Is this the book montage?
Where you get, like, days and nights passing of him just typing away at the typewriter.
The typewriter.
The typewriter.
I've never typed on a typewriter.
I have. Like I said, I had a typewriter. I didn't have this old typewriter. I had, like... More the 80s where it's just a keyboard, a little bit more modern sort of thing. I remember
my mom telling me that she had a typewriter in her typing class, like in high school or something.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I wish I had like an actual like original kind of typewriter because I think those things are fucking cool.
Yeah, they just sound fun to... And then...
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was like, that would be... I would just want to play on it.
We need to bring typewriters back.
Please. It would be so loud.
If I ever became a writer, I would probably write on a typewriter all the time.
Might as well really get like a feel into it.
Yeah,
immerse yourself.
Be like a real writer. I bet you Stephen King probably still writes on a typewriter if I had to guess.
Maybe. He seems like
He seems like a guy who would do that.
Like, I've been doing it like this for however many years.
Or maybe he's the opposite. He just types his novels in, like, the note section of an iPad. He's an iPad kid now.
That's so funny. Can you imagine?
I can't imagine 80-year-old Stephen King typing up a novel on an iPad.
Oh, my God.
I can imagine the writer of 50 Shades of Grey doing that because she did.
Did she on her iPad?
Yeah, she wrote the entirety of 50 Shades of Grey on her phone.
On her phone?
Yeah, there's an interview where she's just like, I was typing the novel on my phone, and the interviewer's just like, on your phone?
That's crazy. We gave that person money, you guys.
I know. And like 4 film adaptations,
Bro,
too.
People on like AO3 definitely have an actual computer, and like she's just over there like writing on her phone. People writing fanfics are doing better than
just writing an entire best-selling novel on your goddamn phone.
That's wild. Listen, they might tell you don't have the right tools for your dream. That's not correct.
Yeah.
Like, if you have...
I got a novel right here.
There you go. Don't let them kill your dreams.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Just do it!
But yeah, we see that Paul is really getting in the groove of things. He's just tip-tapping away.
Tip-tap, tip-tap. This is when we get Depressed Annie.
Yeah, Annie comes in. We see that it's storming outside.
Depressed Annie is infinitely more terrifying than Manic Annie. Just an Annie who's just like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Because she comes in, she's like, here's your pills.
This is the part in the novel where she crushes the rat
Ooh.
in her hand.
Well, she's not in a good mood, and Paul, being caring, says, "What's wrong, Annie?"
Yeah, Annie's like, up until this point, I only loved the writer part of you, Paul. Now I see that I love all of you. It's like, do you?
Do you?
Tried to drug you, dude.
Yeah. And she just talks about how the rain makes her sad.
Makes her oogie.
Oogie,
as
she says. Thank you. I was
sometimes.
trying to remember. I'm like, she doesn't say
another
sad.
Another word that in normal circumstances would only work on the written page, but Kathy Bates sells it.
I'm trying to remember. My roommate has a dog, and I'm pretty sure when he first
his name was
got
Oogie.
him, I think the original name of him, I think, was Oogie.
Oogie. What was the name of that, the villain in Nightmare Before Christmas?
Oogie Boogie.
Okay, that probably is the reference to that, more than it is to Misery.
I don't know. I was wondering, I mean, that's not his dog's name anymore.
Okay,
he changed it, because he's like, what the fuck, Oogie?
That's not a bad name for a dog.
It's not a bad name,
it's more weird if it was like a normal human name.
Oh, well, guess what?
Oh, God. This is my dog, Kevin.
It's Mason. His name's Mason.
This is my dog, Nicholas.
I love Mason, though, but it is funny when dogs have, human
names. It's funny whenever any pet has just a regular human name.
This is my dog, Scott.
Yeah.
Like, what? I think my dog my dog has, a name that isn't, I don't know. Roscoe's a pretty, it's like Rex kind of thing, but it can be a human name.
I mean, my cat's name is Sanchez, and that could be a common last name.
That's true, yeah. Look at us.
And Henry's name is Henry.
It is.
So.
That's so funny. I mean,
my little sister's dog name is Matilda, so.
Oh, yeah.
After the movie Matilda, so. I guess it's just when it's just a very common sounding. Like, if I had a dog named Cody. That would just be bizarre.
People have named their dogs Nikki before, I know. A couple
interesting.
people. Mm-hmm.
That seems like a weird name to give a pet.
I think it is, but...
Welcome to our segment. What will we name our pets?
What's your pet's name? Let us know.
My pet's name is Chef Boyardee.
Oh, man.
But anyway...
She's depressed. She's
very depressed. She's big old depresso.
She literally...
pulls out a gun.
I don't think I can do the hand gesture of a gun, but she pulls one out. No! Jay's gonna have to blur that.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, she pulls one out and she's like, I have this gun, by the way. and I feel like Paul's like, She even shoots it at one point, but of course it's not filled with bullets. And she's like, sometimes I think about using it. And Paul's just sitting there just like, oh no. Interesting. Really interesting.
He's like, this is a lot worse than I thought it was, and I thought it was really bad to begin with.
Exactly. And then she goes on this little monologue, basically, but then at the end she says something about buying ammunition for the gun.
Well, she says she's going away because she can't be there, because if she does, something bad will happen.
Yeah, and she's like, maybe I'll buy ammo for this.
In the book, she describes the place that she goes to as her laughing place, which is very disturbing because she's like, I'll just go up there and sometimes sit and contemplate, and she'll be like, sometimes I go there and just laugh. Again, she's very psychotic.
Yeah, I wrote in my notes at one point that she needs therapy. It was after she calls him a dirty bird.
Again, that's another line that for a Stephen King book, it's like that works on the written page, but Kathy Bates sells that.
Yeah, she does. That does come later, but yeah.
That's her favorite phrase to say in the book is "you dirty bird."
Oh, I'm glad they only used it once in the movie.
Yeah. Also, cockadoodie. She says those words over and over again. It's cockadoodie, oogie, dirty bird.
Even whenever she was had Paul burn the book, and it ignites.
Yeah, it just goes.
And she pushes it because it's in a grill.
Mm-hmm.
And she pushes
grill.
Grill. And she pushes it towards the curtains, and I was like, baby girl, what are we doing? Like, you need to cover, like, she didn't have the lid to the grill. I was like, that would have been a good idea.
I think she was more like, get it away from Paul.
Well, she did douse him in lighter fluid. I think
yeah, she did just... Which, that's a detail that wasn't in the book, but that feels like something Book Annie would do. Just cover him in gasoline.
To threaten him. Like, it's either you burn the book or you get burned.
Mm-hmm.
But while it's burning, she's like, oh, heavens. Oh, goodness.
Oh, goodness. Oh, heavens.
Yeah, she just keeps
Heavens
repeating.
to Betsy.
Yeah, she keeps saying heavens to Betsy. Mm-hmm. That's it. Oh, heavens to Betsy.
Oh, heavens to Betsy.
So that's definitely just in her vernacular, the cock-a-doodle and whatnots.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, Annie leaves, and then Paul leaves his room and gets the knife, which he clocked when he first left.
Mm-hmm.
Of just like
the first trip out.
The first trip out, he looks up and sees the knives there, and he leaves and he grabs it. And this is also where he goes through memory lane and learns all about Annie's past and how fucking crazy she is.
Yeah. She left it out, just like out in the open. Because he also saw that in the first voyage out of the room.
He just glances
but he
at
didn't
it.
Look through it, which I feel like he should have, but he
in
didn't.
The book, she leaves it out intentionally because in the book, she puts like trip hairs everywhere from her own actual hair to just be like, if someone gets out and stuff like that. And she puts it all over like memory lane, and that's how she kind of figures out that he's been out. Is because like the hairs have been broken on that. But she gets like very paranoid at one point. She's just like, yeah, I put those tripwires in my room upstairs and those are broken too. And Paul's just like, how the fuck would it be possible for me to get upstairs?
He's like, you crazy bitch.
It's like, I have broken legs.
It's like, I'm in a wheelchair.
Anyway, yeah, he grabs a knife. He's gonna use it on Annie. I love the little scene of him just, like, practicing taking it out of his little like, arm thing.
His sling.
Just,
the fact, because he's doing this, and he's waiting for her to get home, because he assumes, because she usually comes in and checks on him.
Mm-hmm.
So she gets home from her laughing place, and she does step, like, right outside of his door, but she doesn't go in.
Yeah.
And then you can hear her go into her room, turn on the TV, and usually what that means is she's going to be out for the night. Paul then kind of lets his guard down.
Falls asleep.
Puts the knife underneath the mattress and is like, see you in the morning. When he did this, I said, you dumb bitch. You took a knife out of her knife block. The big one. The big butcher knife. You think she's not going to notice that?
I mean, to be fair, in the book, what is it? When Paul leaves for the first time, he leaves like skid marks on the ground from the wheelchair. And like in the book, it almost seems like Annie doesn't even notice him. So at first he's just like, Annie doesn't really notice things sometimes. Also, to be fair, when Paul leaves the room to get the knife in the book, like there's just stacks of dishes everywhere unwashed because she's
so maybe
depressed.
She like misplaced
so
it.
It's just like he rationalized it just like, well, maybe she will think that
it's like
misplaced this knife.
I don't know. I was like, my guard would be on high alert.
Yeah.
It would be through the roof.
At the same time, he's in pain and he needs to sleep.
I know, that's the thing too, because I'm like, it's like he should have taken a nap earlier or something. Like he's not going to have, even if he did stay awake, he wouldn't have had the energy to do
How can
anything.
you sleep at a house with Annie?
Exactly. So I'm like, this is not good. He's not in a good position. He wakes up.
Annie's standing there with the hypo needle.
Pissed, by the way, when we see her face. She is mean mugging him. She pulls out the needle.
And sticks him with it.
He's done. He's drugged up for real this time.
Then he wakes up the next day and he's strapped to the bed. And Annie's just like, I know you've been out, Paul.
He said, what are you talking about?
He's like, bitch, you crazy. As he's trying to reach for the knife under the bed.
He's slowly reaching for the knife. And she's like, you looking for this?
Yeah,
and
she pulls it out. The knife is there.
And he's like, no.
In the book, it's even crazier because she's like asking him, like, how many times have you been out? And in the book, he's been out 3 total times. But Annie, like, doesn't believe him. He's like, how many times have you been out? He's like, I've been out 3 times. Once for medication, once for food, and once for water. And that's when she pulls out the knife and, like, throws it into the wall.
Ooh.
Of just, like, I caught you lying.
Yeah.
Sort of situation.
I would have been like, well, the water also, during the water trip, I got the knife as well.
That's actually what happens.
Yeah.
It's when he went to get out the water, he also grabbed the knife.
He's like, I just didn't know you knew about the knife, so that's why I didn't say anything yet.
But this is where we figured out she noticed that the bird has turned, and the bird is the word.
The bird. The bird is the word.
Copyrighted.
So, and she tells him, she's like, I've known for a while now that you've been out.
Mm-hmm. And in the book, that's exactly how it is, of just like, she's known that he's been out.
Mm-hmm. See, that's why I think this solidifies more that the wine thing was on purpose.
Yeah, I get that, but at the same time, it's just like, I see it as just more like cruel fate more than anything.
I feel like she was fucking with him.
I mean, that's a valid interpretation.
Let me see.
But anyway, yeah, she has him strapped to the bed, and this is the famous hobbling scene where she's just like, you know those like prisoners that they have in the diamond mines whenever they steal diamonds? Like, they wouldn't kill those people because they want to make sure that they work, but they want to make sure that they never do it again. And they do a process called hobbling. And that's when we get this great scene, this iconic
takes out this,
scene.
like, wooden plank thing.
Puts it between his feet.
He's like, I feel like we can come to a different solution than this, Annie.
He's like, actually, hold on. Hold on, wait a minute. Just listen to me, listen to me.
Just give me a second.
He's like John Bernthal as the Punisher, just wait, no.
Oh, I was doing Marky Mark from The Happening.
Oh, what? No.
When everyone's like, what do we do, Marky Mark? And he's like, just give me a second.
Just give me a second. Will you guys give me a second to think?
Just give me a second.
Love that movie.
So funny. But she hobbles him.
Mm-hmm. So when she puts that plank of wood between his legs, she brings up a sledgehammer and fucking whacks his foot. And, like, you see his foot, like, go in like that. Just fun thing, they made that out of gelatin.
I saw.
And I think they, like, put a string in it so that way it would, like, bend in a certain way.
Like a wire or something, yeah.
So this plays out differently in the book.
Yes.
In the book, she chops his foot off with an axe. That's why on the cover of the book...
There's an axe, right?
You'll see, on the typewriter, there's a silhouette of an axe.
See... I was looking at, when I was looking up fun facts about this, I kept seeing...
Fun fact, Paul loses his foot.
Yeah, well, I saw the cover art of the book, and I was like, why is there an axe on here? And then I read that, and I was like, oh, all right.
It's a very, like, gruesome depiction in the book, too. It's like she covers his foot with, like, that, like, what is it? Antibacterial stuff, and then she covers the axe with it and then just brings it down. And it describes of just like you hear the axe go into the bone and like Paul's like screaming in terror and everything like that. And at one point he pulls his leg up and his leg moves but his foot doesn't, like it stays there. And then she like hits it again and it like comes off. And at one point, it is even described as Annie's taking the foot out, like the toes are still spasming.
Ooh.
It's very gruesome.
Yeah.
I understand why they didn't put it in the movie. Apparently, the screenwriter originally had it in there, but Rob Reiner decided against it and revised it, and the screenwriter was just like, I wish they had kept it in. Yeah,
no, and like I was telling you earlier that they like didn't want people to hate Annie during this. They still wanted her to be sympathetic or
that being said, it's whenever I think of Misery, I think of this scene, and I wish that they had kind of kept this scene from it because I love the scene in the book, and it gets even more gruesome because she brings out like a blowtorch and cauterizes the room.
No, yeah. I feel like definitely now if
they would do it.
Oh, for sure, they'd go hard with it. But, you know, back then, I get why they kind of toned down on the gore for it. I feel like this wouldn't have done as well.
Probably back not then, in the early 90s.
People would have been shitting all over it, being like, you guys were putting gore just to put gore. Like,
what's also not brought up is in the book, Annie also cuts off one of Paul's thumbs.
See, I'm, like, so interested to know how people felt that read the book. And we're maybe thinking that it would go
Oh, when we get to Letterboxd, I hope that I screenshot some of them, but there are complaints of just like they changed too much from the book and stuff like
okay,
that.
I was like, I'm really wondering how people would feel, because I feel like I would, if I was in that position, if I read it and then watched this, I'd be like, yo, what the fuck? This is like way more tame.
I think that's why I think I saw this movie before I read the book, because it was more of like a surprise to me of just like, oh, she cut his foot off.
Because I mean, like you said, when you think of this book, you think of that scene, but then when people think of this movie, they think of the hobbling scene.
Actually, I brought up in our Slither review that 100 scary movie moments.
Yeah.
This scene is in that.
I saw that too.
Hobbling scene, yeah.
And
for good reason. It's a great scene. I love this.
For sure. But if you've read the book before watching this, you probably felt a little disappointed.
I think I would have if I had initially read it. But then again, this book was published in 1986. Movie came out in 1990. I wasn't born either time. Born.
Damn it.
I wasn't there. So...
But no, this was a good scene. I enjoyed watching it.
And it ends with Annie just being like, God, I love you. As he's just fucking writhing in pain.
I know. I was like, damn, she's crazy.
She's fucking crazy.
Let me see. Where are we at? Oh.
This is where we get Buster starting to do
Buster scene.
Like the investigating stuff. And figures out that Annie might be like connected to everything. And he pays her a little visit.
Oh.
So again, in the book, there is a cop that shows up. He's described as being very young, like in his early 20s or something like that. And he pulls up to Annie's house. And before even the cop has a chance to talk to Annie, who's like mowing her lawn, Paul grabs an ashtray and breaks the window and is just like, I'm here, get me out. And like the cop looks over into the window, pulls out a picture of Paul, and it's like, oh shit, it's you.
He's like, wait, are you actually the guy I'm here for?
Well, it's also described in the book of like he's kind of growing a bit of a beard. He's disheveled. He got his fucking foot cut off.
I just imagine like Paul throwing it and be like, help, help. And the guy's like, hold on, are you the right guy I'm here for? Like he doesn't like break into action right away. He pulls out the photo first.
But anyway, this scene becomes very gruesome where Annie kills this cop because she grabs like this wooden cross and starts like fucking stabbing him over and over again. And then eventually runs over his head with the lawnmower.
Well, I was going to say, I read another fun fact saying that they cut the scene of Annie killing a cop with a lawnmower because they thought that it looked too comedic.
Depending on how you filmed it, it probably would.
And again, I feel like if they would have shown that, it would have kind of came out from left field.
Yeah.
Because, we got the hobbling from her, but, like, it's nothing like running over someone with a lawnmower. I feel like that's, like, a couple steps above.
It's a bit much.
A little much.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
This isn't a Terrifier movie. Like, come on, you guys.
This isn't a Modern King adaptation where you have the tame version and then you have the It 1990 versus It 2017. Yeah.
Oh, I would love another remake of this.
I kind of would too. Apparently, Annie Wilkes appears in the second season of Castle Rock. Mm-hmm. And it's like a prequel telling about Annie becoming who she is as a person, a killer.
A murderer. Yeah. No, I would like to see this happen.
Anyway, Annie comes in, drugs Paul, throws him down into the cellar. I wrote down here, I love how she's like, when are we going to develop a sense of trust? And I was like, that's a good one, Annie.
Yeah, like, never. You kidnapped me.
It's like, you lied to him about, like, people knowing where he is and kept him in your house.
Like, there was immediately no trust. Yeah. I'm surprised she didn't just throw him down there. Honestly, I thought she was just going to, like, tip the wheelchair over and him just, like, fall down the stairs.
In the book, that's an option that he gives Paul of just, like, you can either go downstairs by me piggybacking you or I can tip you down the stairs. And Paul's just like, no, give me the piggyback.
He's like, I'll take the piggyback ride, please. But yeah, she piggybacks him downstairs, lays him there, and she's like, shut the hell up.
Yeah. Don't you say anything.
Yeah, and she goes upstairs to try and take care of the Buster situation.
Yeah, she like is homely. She's like, come on in, have a hot cup of cocoa and stuff like that. And she comes up with the story of just like, God talked to me and said that I should take over for Paul. I've been writing for the past 4 weeks like I was Paul Sheldon.
Yeah, and Buster's not buying it.
No. I love the little peekaboo scene that they have where it's like Annie's going to get the hot tea and like Annie's just staring at the door and the cop is, and then they both duck in. And then they come back out to look at each other because they both suspect each other of doing something amiss.
Yes, they're like, what are you doing?
But eventually, like, Annie ducks back and he goes upstairs to look in Annie's room. This is a good, like, bit of suspense because Annie is so unpredictable. You don't know what she's going to do.
When she was walking up behind him, I was like, you can't do this to Buster.
I feel like even audiences in the 90s probably would have been very suspenseful because none of this is in the book. I mean, there is a scene in the book where after the first cop dies, more cops come, and Annie does bring them into the house to, like, look around and stuff like that. But it ends with them just leaving.
Yeah.
So.
No, this was suspenseful for me, and I was like, they can't kill off Buster. And
yeah.
First, they didn't. You know, he does.
Yeah, he gets out of the house, but then Paul kind of comes back into it, knocks over the grill, and starts yelling, like, "Here, I'm here, help me." Buster comes in, finds the secret cellar, and then gets shot through the back by Annie. Tragic.
I was so
Buster
sad.
dying is actually heartbreaking.
I was like, no. I was like, what about his wife? Like,
yeah, that's true.
And I was, like, waiting for a scene, like, when, like, the cops did come at some point.
Yeah.
That didn't happen, right? Like, we didn't get that scene?
No.
No.
In the book, again, the cops come. What is it? In the book, news kind of spreads, like, Paul's disappearance, and then a cop goes missing. Like, Annie has, like, a reputation of being known as the Dragon Lady, who committed all these, quote-unquote, committed all these murders because she was found innocent. Yeah. But she obviously did it. Of people, like, showing up at her house. Like, at one point, a news reporter shows up trying to get an interview, and Annie's just like, get the fuck off my property, and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I did notice that in a lot of the news articles that they showed in the movie, they were calling her the Dragon Lady, but they didn't really, like, build on that at all. Like, it was just like a headline and, like, Annie Wilkes, you know, like, I was like, why is it, do people call her the Dragon Lady?
In the books, like, some teenagers show up and Annie tells them get off her property and they're just like, fuck you, Dragon Lady, and stuff like that.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm surprised because whenever they did go over her house with the helicopter and Buster says, like, oh, this is, you know, Annie Wilkes' house, like, there's nothing really out here. I'm surprised we didn't get like, kids would come out here, like, the Dragon Lady, or, you know, it's like some.
I mean, in the novel, she's very much isolated. It's just the disappearance of Paul Sheldon and then this cop that starts to rile everything up. And that's why in the book, Annie's just like, you need to hurry up and finish this book. Because, like, people are coming. Like, in the book, the only reason Annie hasn't killed herself and Paul is because she wants to read the end of the book. Like, again, the book plays a much bigger part in the novel than it does in the movie. I kind of wish that they had been able to work that in there. Yeah. Because in this, the book that Paul's writing kind of takes a
kind of a backseat.
Kind of a backseat. It's not as important.
Yeah. But Buster's gone.
And Annie's just like, well, now it's time. We both have to die because more cops are coming. And then, of course, Paul, like, he needs to get out of this situation.
Like, hold on.
So he starts to feed into her delusion of just being like, you're right, we are meant to be together. And we do need to die, but first we have to finish misery.
Because she does tell him, like, I love you. And he's like, I love you too. And that stops her for a second. And he's like, we need to, you know, we do need to go together, but hold on a second.
Hold on a moment.
Wait.
No.
We need to finish this book. We need to finish what we started, baby. Let's go out together with a bang. And she's
with
like,
okay.
Stop. And she says, all right.
She's like, okay, sure.
So he's finishing up the book.
In the book, it's like a very rushed timeline. Like, he only has like 5 days to finish it. So, like, he's writing very fast.
This seems like it's like in a night. Like
again, like, it's a very truncated timeline in the movie than it is in the book, because in the book it takes place over months.
Yeah, you're saying like till June or July?
It's like it starts off in February and ends in June, I'm pretty sure.
That's crazy.
So But in this one, it takes place over the course of just 1 month.
Like a month,
so.
yeah. But he finishes the book.
Finishes it.
And he has to have his 3 things.
His ritual. He needs the Dom Perignon, which I like how she mispronounces Perignon.
Yeah, I can't
She's
remember.
like Perignon or something.
Yeah.
I can't
He's like,
remember.
Don Perignon,
He's
yes.
like, yep, absolutely. And he needs a cigarette.
And to light the cigarette, he needs a match.
Mm-hmm. So in the book, again, this isn't a ritual that Paul has. Like the Dom Perignon is just something that Annie bought because she's like, we need to celebrate Misery's return and stuff like that. He does ask for a cigarette and says that it's like a habit of his to smoke after the finishing of one of his books. But really, in the book, it's just like he just needs the match.
Yeah.
Like that's what he's really after. So it's not really a ritual. It's more just like, I need that match so that way I can burn this book.
We did forget to mention that while he was downstairs in the basement.
He grabbed the can of lighter fluid.
Yes, he did grab that. So he has that stashed with him still.
In the book, it's also described, and even I had this thought, it's like, it's a good thing when she carried you back upstairs, she didn't feel that.
Yeah.
Because he stuffs it in the back of his pants.
It's like and it's a pretty sizable.
It's a pretty bulky can, too.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Regardless.
I mean, it's a movie.
It's a movie.
It's a movie. It's fine.
Yeah. So when she goes to get those items, he starts ripping out the book.
He takes the book, starts to like get a little kindling, pours the gasoline on there.
And he's just, gets the match. Like he's waiting for her to come back. Because when she brings the stuff in, she only has 1 glass for the Dom Perignon. And he said, you need another one.
Oh, yeah. We need 2 glasses.
So that's why she left the room. And this is when he lights the match, which I thought was so cool with his like thumb.
Yeah, just lights it.
I was like, damn, okay.
It's kind of a bit of a suspense in the novel because it's like he tries to light it once, doesn't go. Tries to light it twice, doesn't go. And he's like panicking. He's like, what if all this planning and it just doesn't work? Then what?
And then you're dead.
But it lights on the 3rd one, so... and then he burns Misery's return, which here is one of the biggest deviations from the book. In the book, he doesn't burn it.
Okay.
Like, he becomes so obsessed with this book, he's like, this is probably the greatest thing I ever wrote.
Oh, so he's like...
Yeah, what he does is he just grabs, like, a stack of blank papers and, like, intersplices it with, like, rejected pieces of paper in order to make it look like it's the book, and he lights that on fire. But he saves Misery's return because he's just like, this book is too good for me to burn.
That is so funny.
I get why they changed it for this. They just want like to validate Paul to move forward in his life and not just go back to misery.
Exactly.
At the same time, I kind of like the idea of just like inadvertently he kind of wrote his best thing and he wants to keep that.
No, I was like, I see. I like that they had him burn it in this, just so that he could move on, like you said. And
it's a big fuck you to Annie.
Oh yeah, but when he lights it, she runs over. She tries to put it out.
She's
immediately.
like, you can't burn Misery. Yeah, he lifts the typewriter up, bashes it over his head. I like in the novel, it's just like that's what he thought would kill her, but like she just still keeps going, and then he's just like, fuck, now what?
Yeah, no, I also was like, oh, she's not dead yet.
Leads to a great fight.
An amazing fight scene. I was not expecting this. I was like, wow, they really just are
Best
going
part
all
is
out.
when he gets on top of Annie, grabs a handful of the like on fire paper, and it's just like, you want it? Eat it till you choke, you sick, twisted fuck.
Yeah, and she's just like, like that. He's shoving this in her mouth.
I wrote here in my notes, maybe undertones of misogyny, of just like shoving paper in a woman's throat and just being like, eat it till you choke.
Yeah, that's
true. You can kind of read
true.
it there, but at the same time, it's satisfying to see this psychopath get her comeuppance.
Yeah, I was like, I might also be like, fucking eat this.
Yeah, I would be like, fucking eat this
It's
till you choke.
like a school bully, like making you eat dirt or something. Like, just the lowest of the low.
Annie brings out the gun at one point and shoots Paul in the shoulder.
There's this whole scene where she gets up and he drags his leg and trips her, and she falls onto the typewriter again.
By the way, that fake head is obviously fake.
I was so into it, I didn't care.
Okay.
I didn't
See,
care.
I've seen this movie so many times, like, I notice it now.
I did not know this whole fight scene was in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
This was when they started the fight. I was like, oh, this is when I gasped. And
this fight scene takes place in the book, too. Like, they go at it hard.
No, like, they're just, like, choking each other out, like, smashing typewriters on their heads, tripping people. When she falls from the trip onto the typewriter, I was like, oh, that's it.
Mm-hmm. It's a hard fall, too.
Oh, yeah. It was rough. So he's, like, crawling out of the room.
Mm-hmm. This is one of the earliest examples. I don't know if it's the first example, but one of the earliest of you think the killer's dead, but they're actually not.
I thought this part was a little cheesy. When
I kind of like it. It shows the durability of Annie, of just, like, she's not easy to kill.
She's not, yeah, you can't take her down that easily.
And this is also in the novel. Like, I think Annie, what is it? They go at it a lot, and she keeps, like, seeming to be dead, and then she comes alive, seeming to be dead, comes back to life. And Paul's just like, why the fuck can't she die?
Yeah. Oh,
and even when the fight ends in the book, like, and she doesn't die. Like, at one point, she even gets out of the house through Paul's window to go to the shed to grab a chainsaw. And when she gets to the shed, that's when she eventually just dies.
That's the thing where it's just like, you have to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't think that they're dead just because they're knocked out for a second. Like, you just gotta go.
But
like,
Paul gets
until for sure they're gone.
Paul gets a good hit in with the pig bust that's on the ground.
Yes.
Like, hits her straight across the face with it.
By the way, I skipped my favorite part of this.
Oh.
The part where the gas part, because I thought it was at the beginning of this. No. I wrote it down in my notes. When I can't remember what he does first. He hits her, and then he takes...
Oh, yeah, he takes the palm of his hand and bam, right up the nose.
Up the nose, and this... I said he did the nose thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote that down because I was maybe... Story time. I don't remember how old I was. I was probably 6 or 7. Maybe, yeah.
6, 7? No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry. Maybe younger. I'm not for sure. My Uncle Louie, he gathered all the kids around, and he said, all right, kids, this is how you kill a man. He said, the nose bone, you only need, like, however many pounds of pressure to crack it. And what you do is you take your fist and you palm like this, and you just shove up into their nose, and then their nose bone will go into their brain and kill them. He's like, there you go.
Is that true, or is that just an old wives' tale?
That might be an old
Because
wives'
I've
tale.
heard the same story when I was younger, too.
You're definitely going to break their nose.
Yeah, 100%.
By doing that. Because it does only take however many pounds of pressure.
I feel like you get a dodgeball thrown at your head, you can break your nose.
Will it kill them? I don't know about that.
I don't think so. I mean, the bone in your nose is mostly cartilage. I feel like it would
It's
just
a very
break.
small part. I feel like that would
break. I think it would just more break than, like,
actually
shove
get
something
shoved
into your brain.
Because I feel like that's a long way to shove.
That's a very long way.
But that's what my Uncle Louie said.
I mean, I heard the same thing as a kid. I can't remember who told it to me. Maybe my mom said something of just, like, that's a, like, defensive thing that you can do if you just, like, hit him up the nose. It may have been my mom or my dad. It was someone. I can't remember.
Yeah, no, this is when I gasped when he did the nose thing.
Just bam! But it didn't work on Annie because Annie's like, she's built Ford tough.
First I was going to say she's built different, but I'm like, no, she built Ford tough.
Me too. I was going to be like, she's built different.
We're so dumb. We got like the same brain wavelength.
We've been doing this podcast long enough now that we're sharing one
right
brain cell now.
Just one between us. It goes back and forth.
One brain cell fighting for third place.
Oh man, but yeah. So, anyways, he pops her with the bust. Mm-hmm. She's finally done.
She's finally dead.
She's dead.
And a very good bit of acting from Kathy Bates. Her lifeless face, her eyes wide open, and everything.
It was good.
Very good.
That was a wild ass climax. Then we get a cut to
18 months later,
Yes.
so like a year and a half or so. And Paul, he's limping around. Like
he has a cane.
Yeah. In the book, like, he has a prosthetic foot because obviously he lost his.
Yeah.
And what's funny is in the book they describe, like, his limping's not as bad as it could be if he had kept his foot.
Oh, that's funny.
So it's funny seeing him here just limping around. It's like, well, if you cut off your foot, it'd probably be better for you, dude.
You should have wished he cut it off. But he's going to lunch or dinner with his publisher.
Yeah. And he's got a new novel out. Apparently it's getting rave reviews and stuff like that. It's not Misery's Return. In the book it is. Like, he published Misery's Return, and it's just like, this thing's going to make fucking millions. It's going to, like, be huge and stuff like that.
I'm glad that it was a different book.
I get that, but at the same time, considering how much Misery's Return plays into that book, I kind of wish they had structured the story around that, because like, you read Misery's Return in there, and yeah, it's pulpy and stuff like that, but you get the sense of just like, this is actually pretty good.
He went through a lot to get there.
He went through a lot, and he discovered himself as an artist through this. But at the same time, I get the reason why they changed it. Of just like, he wants to move past that, and is his escape from Annie. So...
but yeah, he's talking to his publisher about this, and she says, like, you know, it would be really cool if we wrote a book about your experience. People really want to know what went on in that house.
You know that horrible thing that you went through? How about if you put it on paper?
And he said, that's so funny. I felt like you just told me to relive my trauma.
This happens in the book. His publicist also is just like, you should write a nonfiction book, and Paul's just like, if I ever write a book ever again, it would definitely not be that.
Yeah. And understandable, because that's actually crazy to tell someone, hey, you should, like, if that is what you choose to do, to, like, tell your story to people, that's amazing. Like, good on you. Like, you're very strong for doing that. But for someone else to tell you...
Yeah, for your publicist to be like, how about you exploit this situation?
Insane. Actually wild. It's like,
I would also be like, no, you can actually read that in the tabloids. I'm not gonna...
No, you can actually go fuck yourself.
I'm not gonna write
like,
that.
Actually, like, fuck you. So, yeah, he talks about how, you know, even though he knows Annie
is dead,
still feels like she's around.
This kind of plays the same way in the book, but it's different. They have a scene where Paul goes back to his apartment, and he sees, like, the ghostly apparition of Annie coming at him with an axe and, like, chopping it up. But, like, obviously it doesn't happen, and it's like, it's just his cat that's just sitting on the couch. But it's like, it conveys the same thing of just like, this has mentally fucked him up, and he can... Even though he escaped Annie, he can never really escape
No, exactly.
Annie.
Like, she's still going to be with him for a while unless he gets extensive therapy.
And we kind of get that here, like, this waitress comes out, and at first it's like, it's Annie. But then obviously, like, he sees it's just a random
waitress, woman,
who delivers the line of just like, are you Paul Sheldon? I just wanted to tell you I'm your #1 fan.
Said... Thanks.
Yeah, you can tell, like, again,
that just triggered him.
Like, I love James Caan in this, just his face of just like, thank you, that's very sweet. But you can see in his eyes of just like, please don't ever say that to me ever again.
Because that was the first thing Annie told him.
It was literally, one of the first lines that Annie said to him.
Yeah, she said, I'm your #1 fan.
Anyway, that was Misery.
That's Misery.
Final thoughts.
I liked it. I thought it was good. Again, I wish that I would have known less about this movie. But kind of my bad for waiting for so long to watch it.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for modern audiences. It's kind of like watching Psycho. It's like it's been so in the popular vernacular that people know this story. So it's hard to go in completely blind.
Exactly. Like, it's impossible to do that. Like I said, I didn't know about the final fight scene, so that immediately ramped me up.
Yeah.
And I was like, hell yeah, I love this right now.
I think when I initially watched this movie, the only thing that I knew was the hobbling scene. And that's because I had seen it in, like, the compilation, the 100 Scary Movie Moments. But when I first watched it, I went in fairly blind, I think. which makes me believe I watched the movie first, then I read the book.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably
the way that it happened.
But it was good. I still feel like this is a solid 3 for me.
Okay, fair enough. Obviously, I love this movie. I think it's a classic. It's necessary horror to watch. Great suspenseful moments. Cinematography's on point.
This is beautiful.
As much as I like Buster as like the side character that adds levity and humor to it, I feel like ultimately his subplot is kind of not necessary. There are things about it that don't make sense to me. And obviously it just feels like an insert.
Kind of like the rushed,
yeah,
figuring things out, piecing it together.
Yeah, but really this movie lives on the back of both James Caan and Kathy Bates, and they're amazing. This movie wouldn't work nearly half as well if they weren't as good as they are. But for me, this is a 4 out of 5. Nice. I love this movie. So
is that like the highest you rated anything besides like Halloween?
I've rated, what is it? I rated It Chapter 1 of 4.
Okay.
I rated Slither a 4 as well.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah. I think if I were to like, this is why I like doing out of 10, is I think Misery would be like somewhere between 7.5 and an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Whereas something like It Chapter 1 would be like a 7. Slither would probably be like a 7 or 6.5, somewhere around
Yeah,
there.
you definitely gotta like, with like the 5 stars. We do 5 because of Letterboxd. But out of that, it's definitely a tighter fit.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like people think I always rate things really harshly. Because it's like, well, 2.5 is like an average, not good, not bad.
Yeah.
So like 2.5, slightly above, but 3 is like a good movie. Like once we get to like the 4.5, 5, that's like when it's like, oh my god, mind blowing.
Yeah,
you know?
That's why I liked when I used to write movie reviews doing it out of 10 because it kind of
gives you a little.
It gives you a little bit more of an idea where it falls on that spectrum. But no, like I think I rated the original Alien a 4.5. And I'm pretty sure I rated the original Halloween a 4.5.
Oh, yeah. Because I was going to say, have we gotten you a 5 yet?
Not yet.
Yeah.
I think there's only one movie that I would rate a 5 out of 5.
Well, like horror movie-wise or just
No,
movie-wise?
just like movie-wise.
That's, what is your number one movie? It's the one
Memento
with like,
by Christopher Nolan. Yeah.
I was like, it's the one with the...
To me, it's the one with the tats.
Yeah, when he's writing stuff down on it.
No, for me, that's a 5 out of 5.
We'll have to
I
do
love
that
movie.
Maybe I'll write that down for our
actually
good movies.
Non-horror.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, actual good movies.
Yeah, that's gonna be a month. You're welcome, you guys. We don't have that planned yet.
No, not yet.
Memento. Don't think I spelled that right. Maybe I did. But yeah, so let's get on to
our favorite segment. What does Letterboxd have to say? This is going to be fun. I'm actually excited to see which ones you grabbed.
I know. I tried to grab ones that I felt like you... Because obviously mine is kind of in the middle, like a 3. Oh. So I did 5 stars and also half stars.
So here's what I did is I grabbed mostly 5 stars, but there's 2 at the end that I grabbed that were actually 5 stars.
Okay.
And
you said 5 stars twice.
Huh?
You said I grabbed mainly 5 stars and then 2 at the end.
Oh, sorry. I grabbed mainly half stars. Okay. And then I grabbed 2 5 stars.
Huh?
Cody, you're delusional.
What'd you say?
You need to stop gooning over there in the corner.
Goodness. Also, by the way, I wrote my notes differently. There's a lot more of them. And there's also this other page as well. I don't know if y'all noticed. I wasn't confused through most of this. Yeah. I didn't say, what are we doing?
To me, I just write my notes like I always do to just help me remember things that happen in the movie.
Yeah, no, I did better this time, so I didn't get as lost. I don't know if you guys noticed, but you're welcome.
I think we do pretty well.
Yeah, no. I was listening to the podcast we just released, Stephen King's It. Oh. And I think there was like 2 times where I was like, wait, what was I saying again?
I kind of felt that way doing Super 8 of just being like, what happened in this? Because it's such kind of a forgettable movie sometimes.
We did talk about it. It was forgettable. But anyways. Okay.
Anyway, Letterboxd. What do you got?
All right. My first one, 5 stars.
Okay.
So much pain and suffering could have been I can't read.
Alleviated?
Thank you.
Okay.
By Annie Wilkes Discovering Fan Fiction.
Ah, yes. I feel like Annie Wilkes could have that kind of...
She would have loved AO3.
She would have had that pathway to go through there. I mean, it wouldn't have helped with the murders, but...
True, because she was doing that before she fell in love with Paul's work. So.
Yeah. Best not to think about it.
Yeah, let's just, move on. 4.5. Category 10 white woman moment.
I love that.
So true. Half star. Great movie, but it gets half a star because I fucking hate it. What does that mean?
Do I have that one screenshotted? I think I do. Yes, I do have that one screenshotted too.
I was like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, like what? You love it, but you also hate it?
Also, side note, because you know how we usually bring up the Letterboxd reviews where it's like, this movie was so scary, half star, and it's like a horror movie and you're supposed to be scared.
Or like, I watched 10 minutes of it and turned it off. Because I was missing the complete context of everything.
Exactly, but I was listening to our Stephen King's It, and we were talking about the 2017 It a lot. And I had said that it scared me so much, but I loved it, and I watched it twice in theaters. And I was like, see, that's what's supposed to happen, you guys.
Like when a good horror movie is supposed to scare you.
Yeah.
It's a horror movie. That's what it's supposed to do.
That's what you're going in for. Mm-hmm. And if you're not a horror movie fan...
Don't watch horror.
You probably shouldn't watch it. Even if someone begs you or asks you to do it, you probably shouldn't. Sorry, side tangent over. I'm just saying, I'm right.
I'm right, you're wrong. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, this one is half star. And it's in quotes, like as if they were saying this to themselves. If Buster dies, I'm going to give this movie a half star. And it is a half star.
Do I have that one screenshotted too?
Because I was like, I also said during this, like, man, I really hope Buster doesn't die.
No, I don't have that one screenshotted.
And I thought
I feel like I saw that one and I was just like, maybe not.
Yeah, because I really thought we were in the clear of Buster surviving when he left the house. But he went back in. I'm like, damn it.
Horror movie trope. When you think you're safe, you're actually not.
You're not. Half star. Holy Balls, a movie made by and for horrible women and worse men. That's what we are.
Wait a minute. Made by horrible women?
Made by and for.
Does this person know that the novel was written by a man and the movie and screenplay were both done by men?
I don't think so. I think they just wanted to throw in some women hate in there.
Okay.
You aren't tragic just because you get no hose.
Who, Paul?
I don't know.
In the book, Paul was married twice. Like
you said, he gets some hoes.
Yeah, he gets some hoes. He pulled the ultimate hoe, Annie.
Annie, yeah, his main hoe.
Hoes before woes.
Hell yeah.
And Paul got both.
He did, unfortunately. Okay, this one I translated from Spanish. Half star. A giant dick the size of a house. Hold on. It continues. Boring beyond belief. Bland like boiled chicken and rice passed off as a movie. Her character is so poorly written that without any warning...
Whoa!
Without any warning and whenever the plot warrants snapping you out of your seat, she'll have a convenient bipolar episode so you understand she's the bad guy.
Oh my god.
She tries all the time to be Carrie's mother and fails miserably, even though both characters are by King. Which I disagree.
I disagree with a lot of that.
Yeah, well, I did not get Carrie's mother.
Yeah,
from
because
this performance.
Piper Laurie's performance in the original Carrie is so manic. Like, it's very over the top and on purpose.
Manic. Yeah, it's so manic and very, very religious coated.
Yeah.
With this...
I feel like this is much more subdued.
I think so, too.
I don't want to say subtle, but, like, there are subtleties to it.
Mm-hmm. No,
it's not just manic all the time. Mm-mm. Whereas Piper Laurie in that movie is just, she's going for it.
She's going through it.
We'll talk about it when we talk about Carrie eventually, but yeah.
I was going to say, that'll probably be in our next Stephen King month.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're definitely going to do another one because he does have some. Oh, Christine. We have to do Christine.
Christine. That will be interesting because I haven't read Christine. I mean, there's Cujo, 1408, The Mist.
I've never seen Cujo.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Cujo's another interesting one.
Yeah.
We'll skip Firestarter. We'll skip Firestarter.
Yeah. Pet Cemetery.
Pet Cemetery.
Mm-hmm. I forget so many.
I already said 1408. God, The Shining.
Oh, that wasn't in my mind, but
the
yes,
fucking
The Shining.
One of my all-time favorite movies.
One of my all-time not favorite movies. I don't know about all-time.
I mean, we could talk about that miniseries, but that thing fucking blows.
We won't, yeah.
And it's 4 hours long, so.
I was like, we won't do that. I'm going to try and stay away from miniseries.
Yeah, let's try. Well, I mean, we could do Tommy Knockers. I think that might be a good laugh.
Okay, yeah. I've never.
I've seen it.
Okay.
I've seen bits and parts of it.
I don't even know what it's about.
It's about aliens.
Ooh, aliens.
There's also Dreamcatcher. That could be a so bad that it's a good Stephen King one.
Yeah. No, we have so many.
There's so much Stephen King out there.
Yeah.
Children of the Corn.
Oh, that is a Stephen King one too. Mm-hmm. Damn. Okay.
The Mangler. Let's not get into some of the more obscure ones.
Ooh, it's like The Mangler. Like,
it's not as good as you think it is.
Oh.
Lawnmower Man. The Running Man.
The Running Man.
Yeah, which just got a film adaptation this year.
Oh, hell yeah.
The Long Walk. That's another one.
Oh, that did. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that was him, too.
Yeah, that was him.
Jesus.
Published under his pseudonym, Richard Bachman.
Good lord.
Which
he
actually
has books with pseudonyms?
Yeah, I think his publishers at one point early on in his career was just like, you can't fucking publish 2 books in 1 year. So he just came up with the pseudonym Richard Bachman, and he would publish books underneath that pseudonym.
That's so funny.
Actually, Misery was initially supposed to be published under Richard Bachman, but a fan discovered that Richard Bachman is actually Stephen King, and so Stephen King put to rest the Richard Bachman pseudonym. So
damn, his fans were crazy.
Yeah, they were.
It's good to know. Okay, half star. This was, I don't know what language this was in.
Turkish, probably.
It was written, sorry, I have something in my throat.
Are you good?
No, I'm trying not to like cough on them.
You got some water there.
I know, I don't think that will help though. It's like a tickle.
You know? Oh, I hate that. I'm not getting sick, are you? Let me get out of frame.
No, not getting sick. I just, a little tickle in there.
Just our audience watching me just slowly drift off camera.
Yeah, I don't know what language this is in, but it's like the writing was on the left side, not on the right. Like you see, it's like off-centered over here.
Oh, interesting. Maybe maybe Japanese.
No, it definitely wasn't. No. It was very like the writing was very like singular lines and like.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe Arabic.
Maybe I don't know, but it was a language I haven't translated yet before. But they said half star. The movie idea is good, but the acting is disastrous and boring.
Whoa. Okay. Academy Award winning actress.
Literally, they apparently know more than the Academy. And
apparently.
And the music is annoying. I forgot.
This is a great score. What are they talking about?
I forgot who suggested it, but may God punish your awful taste.
Jesus Christ. Literally,
Insane.
don't punish this person.
Don't do it. And that was it.
Okay. Here are some of mine. Half a star. Do not, under any circumstances, watch this movie immediately after finishing the novel. The scariest thing about this film is the steep decline in quality from the novel it's based on. Gave me chills. Which, this is an example for me of just like with Stephen King where it's like I like the novel and the movie about the same for different reasons.
Yeah.
Which is rare to happen with me for Stephen King. It's usually I like the book or I like the movie better. The only other example I can think of is like The Dead Zone. Is like it's a book that I love and I also love the movie as well. So that's kind of harsh. This is a great movie. It's a good adaptation.
Very good, yeah.
Half a star. I wish this had happened to Stephen King instead of one of his myriad self-inserts.
I feel like that wasn't in one of like It too.
Yeah.
Like they said something about like.
I mean, that's going to happen with any Stephen King adaptation. He always puts himself into his books. We even talked about it with Langoliers. There is a writer in there who's not the main character, but it's a King insert.
He's in there.
Half a star. Oh, you already read that one.
Never mind.
Never mind. Fucking get that out of here. Half a star. This movie is just a white bitch yelling. If I wanted to watch that for 2 hours, I'd go rage bait my sister.
I saw this one too, and I said I didn't know if I should screenshot or not because I'm like, nah.
It's pretty funny.
It's funny, and I'm like, dang, you hate your sister.
Apparently, calling her sister a white bitch.
Yeah, I was like, damn.
Man, harsh. Okay, this one's kind of longer. Half a star. So actually, this movie was trash, and everyone saying that it's good probably hasn't read the book. I've read the book, and I love this movie.
You said, actually, I read the book.
Wait a minute. Actually. I just recently finished reading the book, and I decided to watch the movie adaptation of it because I've heard good things about it, and I was curious to see how it compared. The movie wasn't very book accurate, which I don't agree. Like, I feel like this is as accurate as you can make an adaptation without it just being a one-for-one translation.
Well, and see, that's the thing, too. Like, usually you don't want a one-for-one translation either.
Because then you get Langoliers.
Yeah.
Then again, you like that more than I did. So.
I kind of fucked with it.
The movie wasn't very book accurate, which I know you can't really expect from a book adaptation. However, I thought that they changed a lot of scenes that showed how insane Annie is. Again, they kind of toned down that insanity. Like, she's much more intense in the book. Like the omitted, like, okay, that wasn't me having a stroke. They actually wrote this like this. Like the omitted the scene where she kills the rat and licks its blood off her fingers, which she does. Like, she crushes the rat, and, like, her fingers are covered in blood, and she just starts sucking on her fingers.
Get some sort of disease from that.
And when she runs over the cop with a lawnmower, and I was most angry when they had her hit Paul's feet with a sledgehammer and not use an axe to chop it off. I kind of agree with that, but at the same time, I get why they changed those things. It would have been too intense for a 90s, like, big studio film like this.
Yeah, like I said, it would have tanked if they did over the top stuff.
Maybe hot take, but I wasn't a fan of Kathy Bates' performance as Annie. She was nowhere near psychotic enough, and her portrayal of any scenes where she was trying to be insane just came off as cringy to me. You spelled cringy wrong, too.
That's cringy.
I think this book, as well as most other Stephen King books, shouldn't have been adapted into movies. I can half agree with him there. Some of his books shouldn't be adapted.
This was a good one, though.
They just don't capture the complexity and the overall scariness of the situation. Complexity in a Stephen King book? Sometimes. Not really. Sometimes you read his book and it's like, oh, Danny just got fucking chased by a fire hose.
By a fire hose.
Complex.
It's so complex.
Half a star, Holy Balls, a movie made by and for... Oh, no, you wrote...
I was like,
yeah,
that's me.
I forgot.
I read that.
Half a star, lots of yapping. There's a lot of talking in this.
It is a movie. You want dialogue.
You kind of want characters to talk to each other.
Oh, besides that one movie that came out, was it a year or two ago with zero dialogue in it?
Oh, was it the Alien movie? The... No one's gonna save you or something
no
like
one
that?
will save you or something, yeah.
I've been needing to watch that. I heard it's good.
Actually good, but it's so funny because, you know, whenever you start up a movie, you need to, like, gauge how high to have the volume.
Yeah.
And you kind of wait for someone to talk. 10 minutes in, I'm like, oh my God, is someone gonna fucking talk in this movie so I can gauge where to put my volume? No one talks in that movie, spoiler alert. I never got the volume right. I just had to have the remote in my hand and change it as the score went crazy.
Yeah. People say that about that movie. It's like, it's great to have a movie that has no dialogue and doesn't rely on it. It's like, go watch any movie, like, from the silent movie era.
Yeah. No, seriously. But it was interesting. It was good. It was also during the writer's strike. And
that
so
makes
people
sense.
were also talking about like, oh, so these are the
They
movies we
saved
get.
money. They saved money just not bringing in a screenwriter to write dialogue.
Yeah, they're like, so this is what we get, huh?
Half a star. It may be a good movie, but I couldn't get into it. It's about a woman who's obsessed with a writer, and
It's about a woman.
It's about a woman.
Ew.
Women be shopping, am I right?
Women be shopping. Gross.
Oh, women.
Women.
I ain't gay, but women. It's about a woman obsessed with a writer, and when he's in a car accident, she takes him home to care for him. Since I turned it off after 20 minutes, I don't know if much more happens than what I expect to be hurting him, so he should stay and him trying to escape movie. Maybe in the future I will try again, but for now it wasn't to my liking. People, watch the movies before you rate and review things.
Like I said, the only time I've ever like stopped a movie and then rated it was Jeepers Creepers Reborn, and it's because that movie sucks so hard.
Oh, fair enough.
That I was like, there's no way this can be redeemed.
I did that with Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance back in the day. Mm-hmm. I wrote a mini review of it where it's like, yeah, I didn't finish it, but I gave it like a 1 star or something like that.
But when people, it seems like people do this a lot with multiple movies, and I'm like, stop.
There's like, we turned it off like super early on, and it's like, I don't know if it got better, and who cares? And it's like, it probably got better. Mm-hmm. Now, like, you need the full context of the movie, actually.
Especially only giving it like 20 minutes. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. Half a star, extremely boring to the point that I just walk away and let the film keep running because I couldn't be bothered to find something better to watch.
All right.
What do these people find exciting?
I need to start like clicking on their profiles and seeing what their like top rated movies are.
Their top rated movie is like Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen.
Right.
There's a scrotum joke in it. So funny.
It's so shitty.
Don't watch it if you like entertaining films or ones that won't bore you to death until the last 10 minutes. It's impossible to sympathize with an arrogant asshole, spelled arsehole.
Arsehole.
That is Paul something or other, so honestly, in the end, I wanted her to just shoot him already. If I knew how to rate this 1 out of 4 stars, I would. He rated it half a star, though, so...
Yeah.
Feel like it would have been easy to do that 1 star, but whatever.
It's fine.
Half a star. We get it. You hate women and can't handle them having any agency over your work with their silly little fandom things. Again, calling out King for being misogynist, I guess.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I don't think anything Annie does in this is having agency or, like, trying to have agency. It's just she's fucking delusional.
Yeah. And I don't think it's because she's a woman.
Yeah. 1 star. This movie looks like my poop.
That's
interesting. Good film criticism right there.
That's actually crazy to say.
That person needs to see a doctor.
Yes.
ASAP. Okay, and here's my couple of 5 stars. 5 star, the modern day Annie would have loved Twitter.
She would have.
She would have. I don't know if she would have liked X, but she would have loved Twitter.
She would have loved Twitter. She would have been on there like daily. Twitter and like AO3, like she would have been eating that shit up.
I forgot why I screenshotted this last one.
Oh,
but it's so good. 5 stars. That's how I imagine what it's like being a Swiftie.
We lost all of our fans.
Oh God. I do imagine that's what it would like being a Swiftie.
They go hard.
Some of them can't like disassociate with the fact that Taylor Swift has no idea that they exist.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this YouTuber. This is a little bit of a tangent, but there's a YouTuber called Meat Canyon. He does like disturbing animations and stuff like that. They're really funny though. But he did one video mocking Taylor Swift and like the hive mind that Swiftie fans have. And it got so much backlash from actual Swifties that it unintentionally proved the point of the video.
I was going to say, so he proved his point.
Yeah, pretty much. It's really funny.
Of the hive mind. Yeah. almost scary how, and it's not even just like Taylor Swift fans, but also like I know that Beyonce fans as well.
Oh God, yeah, that's like not talked about as often as Swifties, is people who are that much of a fan of Beyonce.
No, like I really feel like if Beyonce told her fans to go like hurt someone, they would.
They 100%
like
would.
with no question.
Especially early day Beyonce, like yeah.
Yeah, and you know, same with Taylor Swift. Like it's so crazy how they're like almost worshipped by their fan base. It's odd. Maybe
it's very odd.
Take
just
a
like with
step
presidents. Back. Anyway.
Crazy to worship
any
human
kind of
being.
Any kind of like public figure.
Actually
in that way.
Wild.
Yeah. Anyway, that was Misery.
Anyways.
And that was the end of Stephen King month. We put out the ceremonial candle.
We're done.
We're done with Stephen King for now. Eventually we will come back to Stephen King because there's so much of it. Many. I mean, where would the horror genre be without Stephen King? Probably still imitating Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do Hitchcock month.
I would love to talk about Hitchcock.
Yeah.
I know you threw out the idea of Guillermo del Toro month, which I would love to do.
I have it in my phone.
Yes. But anyway, for next month, we already said at the beginning, we're going to do found footage.
Yay.
It's going to be exciting, and we're going to kick off found footage month with Cloverfield.
Woo.
I'm actually excited to talk about this because I'm going to go in a deep dive. I'm going to watch 10 Cloverfield Lane as well and Cloverfield Paradox because they're all kind of
in the same universe,
in the same
right?
multiverse kind of situation.
Let me know. I've seen 10 Cloverfield Lane. I have a lot of thoughts about that.
Yeah.
I'll maybe bring them up a little bit.
We can bring them up when we talk about them.
And then,
I have a lot of thoughts on Cloverfield Paradox too.
I haven't seen that.
I saw it when it came out because it was wild. It came out like 8 years ago on Super Bowl day. What's funny about the advertisement for that is that they released the trailer on Super Bowl, and then they're just like, after the Super Bowl, you can watch the movie on Netflix, and then they just dumped it on Netflix.
That's crazy.
And I thought like the advertisement for 10 Cloverfield Lane was crazy because it's just like 2 months before the movie came out, they had their first trailer and no one knew that this movie even existed. It's even crazier with Cloverfield Paradox of just being like, here's a trailer for it, and in 2 hours, here's the movie.
I wonder, did that work in their favor? Was that well?
It worked for me. I watched it.
It worked. You said, sign me up.
And I remember like the next day talking to a few of my coworkers at the time about it. So it obviously worked for some people.
I mean, they're like, all right, shit, I guess I'll watch a movie after the Super Bowl.
They're like, it's got Cloverfield attached to it. You'll fucking watch it.
It's so funny. The Super Bowl is tomorrow.
Yeah, it is. I know.
How pertinent to what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm excited
That's
for
how
it.
you guys know when this recording takes place. It's the day before Super Bowl.
Yeah. I'm excited. Who do you think's going to win?
I haven't been keeping up with anything going on in the Super Bowl. I don't even know who's playing.
It's the Patriots and the Seahawks.
Oh, I hope they both lose.
Like somehow, yeah. That's whenever like if the Patriots and the Chiefs were in the Super Bowl, I'd be like, I hope somehow they both lose.
Haven't the Patriots and the Chiefs played off like before?
I think so.
Hasn't that been?
Yeah.
The only thing that has me excited about this Super Bowl is that it's Super Bowl LIX. Super Bowl Licks. Very funny.
I'm just excited for the halftime show as well.
Oh, yeah, and the outrage. And what is it? The corresponding halftime show from Turning Point USA, I guess, with Kid Rock.
Oh, God.
They're sort of counter to Bad Bunny being the Super Bowl halftime show.
I saw a video of Kid Rock performing at, like, one of the things, and it was just so bad, and all of them were like pretending to like it.
It's crazy. Kid Rock, I don't even think was popular when he was popular.
No, and the fact that they're
this is all American music. Kid Rock.
It's so crazy. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I quite like Bad Bunny.
I don't listen to.
I don't really listen to his music, but I loved his performance in the movie Bullet Train.
Oh, I haven't seen him in Bullet Train.
Oh, he's great in Bullet Train.
Mm-hmm. No, but like I don't really listen to his music, but I like that kind of music.
Yeah.
But I just don't listen to his like in particular.
I just can't wait to see the outrage.
No, I was like, I'm so excited.
When the Super Bowl halftime show does better than whatever Kid
the fuck
Rock
they
is
got
going to
going
be
on.
doing.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, that's the end of the podcast.
Sorry if there was just like a cut there.
Sorry,
it's because we started talking.
Yeah, that was just a whole tangent.
Yeah,
but,
so sorry.
Thank you guys for listening anyway to our misery review.
Yes, and we hope that you keep listening and we keep seeing you, or you keep seeing us and hearing us.
Yeah, so like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube. Make sure you click the notification bell or whatever it is.
Smash that like button.
Smash that like button. Hit subscribe. Turn on notifications. I'm never going to not do the typical YouTuber like thing. Follow us on Spotify. Give us a rating. Leave comments down below what you guys think of the episodes, what you guys think of the movies. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about the movies. And then follow us on our socials too, on Facebook and Instagram. Keep up to date with everything. And also, shout out to our editor, Jade.
Thank you.
Soon to be seen in one of our upcoming episodes.
Yes. He will make an appearance. I know we were just talking about that today. He's very excited.
Nice. I'm very excited for it too. So stay tuned for that. And
keep it crispy.
Keep it crispy. As crispy as Paul's leg was in the book when it was cauterized.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think he even describes it that way of just like it's almost like when you roast a ham over a fire.
Yeah.
So
stay roasted.
Stay roasted.
Roasted, toasted.
Boom, roasted.
Crispy. Just a Michael Scott reference in there.
And stay spooked, everybody. All right, thank you guys for listening, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.